Hey, welcome to Tone Talk with Mark and Dave. What's going on? We're just a few minutes late, working on the last few bugs of stuff. Hope everybody's doing good. This is Tone Talk with Mark and Dave. If I didn't just say that, and
You did.
I did. Okay,
You said it.
it's been a long week. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope, I'm looking forward to the show tonight. What are we going to do? We're going to punish Dave with questions.
You're going to punish me is what's going to happen tonight. Yes. That's
lots of
that's
questions.
normal, you know.
We already have
Normally it's our 40th punish
40.
Dave or ask Dave or whatever you want to call it. We've called it both those things. So wow. How many episodes have we had in total?
Well, if we've done 40 of these and we just did, I think, what was our 190th with I'm looking. I think it was 190 with 184 with John Resnick. So
okay.
Yeah, so 220 shows, give or take.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot over almost 9 years.
Oh, so the 180 something didn't count these?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the separate count with the
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah,
time flies.
Yeah. Well, in April we're gonna go on.
See, guys, you know it's bad when like we're like, yeah, let's have so and so on, and we're like, wait, we had him on.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot, or one of us will forget that we had him on.
Yeah. Who? Yeah, that was Sammy Bowler. I was like, yeah, he's been on. I'm like, yeah, he was on before, and then a couple other people.
Yeah, for sure. And then next week's going to be really interesting, guys. We're gonna have another show next Friday.
Oh yeah,
and we're gonna have Keith Scott from Bryan Adams. He's gonna be on. He's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a killer show. So
yeah, Keith Scott. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. That'll be good.
Yeah, he's like one of those names that, like so underrated because he's so good, and I guess just kind of it's just under the radar in some ways.
He's amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
it's so.
And then the week after we're gonna have Avi Shabbat from Shabbat Guitars.
Avi.
So we're doing 3 weeks in a row here.
Yeah. I meant to get back to Dina. It's just been a busy week. I'll write her back. But yeah, and then we'll take. I think. What do you want to do? You want to take the week off the following week?
I think we'll take the week off, and then maybe we do one more, and then I'm out. I'm going to Japan.
Yeah, what are you going to Japan for?
Because the wife wanted to go to Japan.
Oh, well, that's cool. Just the two of you?
No, and the son.
Oh, Ryder's going too.
It's gotten very expensive.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, it's gotten very expensive.
That's awesome. That's cool. So how long are you going?
So the 27th, I'll be gone 27th through the 6th. So
that's nice.
What is it, 9 days or something?
Are you flying direct or is there a break?
Oh no, direct, straight.
Wow. Okay.
12 hours there.
That's great.
Oh, yeah. Joy.
Well, yeah. I did 11 hours from Rome, so I can.
Not too bad, actually.
I can do. Yeah,
it's not too bad. It's when it goes past 12 hours. That's when it's bad.
Yeah, I couldn't do New Zealand or Australia or anything like that.
Oh my God.
I don't think that would be possible.
Thailand, but that's really fucking far too. So
I'm sure. Are you setting up any like guitar shop visits out there? Like any? Have you been out there?
Yeah, I've been to Japan before, yes, but once years ago now. And I was teching, so I didn't see a lot, but I saw some. And yes, my Japanese distributor Taka is going to be there actually when we're there. So
cool.
Yes, I will visit a few dealers and a few things while I'm there.
Maybe there'll be some videos.
While we'll see. Let's do something.
Yeah. That's cool.
Can't go too crazy, the wife's along.
Yeah, exactly. It's not work.
I just hang out in the guitar stores all the time.
Yeah. Well, that are you gonna be anywhere near that Ishibashi music st
Probably.
Oh, that place is wild.
I'll probably do a bunch of them. So we'll see.
So, wait a second. So you just brought something up that I don't think we've ever discussed on this show. Maybe we
Mm.
have after, 220 shows, but you mentioned you were teching? I don't think I've ever heard you say that you did tech. Who were you teching for?
Yeah, I went to the I used to do a lot of fill-in tech jobs. I was years ago doing a fill-in tech job for The Offspring,
Oh, yeah?
and I was Noodles guitar tech, and it was for the Summer Sonic Festival in Japan. So it was Japan in the summer, the worst possible time you could ever go. And, because it is literally 100 degrees and I swear to God, it's like 100% humidity.
It
It's
sounds like
not
Florida.
for the faint of heart.
Could be
I
like Florida, yeah.
I mean, worse, way worse.
Yeah, really.
And, one gig was outside. I'll never for yeah, in Osaka, it was outdoor show and, on an outdoor stage. And I remember distinctly I was tuning guitars and stuff, and I remember just dripping sweat onto the guitars. And right then and there, it dawned on me what, sweatbands were for. Like,
Right,
if I
right,
had wrist and a head sweatband, I would have rocked it right then and there because it really would have helped. Because they
right.
were just literally just pour I mean, I'm just standing there, and it's pouring off of you. And, yeah, this is brutal,
Wow.
brutal.
That's cool. I don't think you ever brought that up on the show before.
Yeah,
At least I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah. I've done that a bunch of times for them over the years. I went to Russia too with them for one show.
Hmm. How was that? Where in
So,
Russia?
oh, it was
Moscow?
cool. It was super cool. I dug it. I mean, I did some promo stuff, TV stuff, and stuff with them, um, in Europe and stuff through Europe and Germany and France and things. Um,
Very
so
cool.
yeah,
Did not know that.
yep,
All right, you ready to dive in? The questions?
sure.
Um, so we got Jose G YTC. Thanks for the super chat. Big one. Thank you. Happy Friday. 40 shows of Ask Dave is crazy. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, David Mark. I want to ask about the Brit 50. Oh, yeah. This came flying under the radar. It was like, where the hell did that come from? Like, I saw
Well,
that online. I was like,
o
what?
okay, here, I'll tell you I'll tell you. So, essentially, it wasn't ours to promote. It's a Sweetwater exclusive. It's an amp I did for them that's a Sweetwater exclusive, so they asked me to come up with something that, could be their little exclusive, and so I did. So, it wasn't ours to promote. So you're not seeing videos from us because it's not on our website, it's not on anything. It's their amp to promote. It's their amp, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it was just, how did it start? Sort of started it was gonna be an amp for a different retailer, and then it was like, I was like, "That's too good for them." So so it I had a simple idea. It was just like often we piggyback off amps. Like if we do something custom like this, like for a store, like we'll take a design and then morph it into something else. So you're not creating a whole new design from scratch, but you are morphing a design
Hmm.
to be a different amp. And it is a different amp. So I just kind of had this idea. It's like, yeah, I want more of a raw Marshall do everything kind of style amp, more of a raw, like English style amp. No thump knobs, not a lot of switches, not a lot of bells and whistles, just back to the core, what you started with. So what it came to be was one channel is sort of like my plexi channel that I use in a variety of amps. but it has an option to flip it into basically an 800 style circuit. Late JMP, early 800 style circuit, which people like, and then a higher gain version of sort of the same thing. So you have an option to go from, like, say, an 800 kind of sound to a higher gain version of it, like a boosted sound, which a lot of people did. You had people that had 800s and they went from, the 800 kind of sound and they boosted it with a pedal, and then you got a, higher gain version of it, and that's how they switched, and then the rest was their volume knob. So that was the whole concept. It's a simple concept.
Right.
And it's stripped down and raw and simple, and I think it's cool. It sounds good. Sounds great. Looks great.
And how would you describe Channel 2?
A hot rodded 800y sort of sound, kind of similar to how the Jake is, but I did it in a slightly different way, so it's not the same thing. Yeah. Just, a little teeter-totter and balance the stuff out until you like it.
Just sonically, you shaped it differently, or
exactly.
Okay. Cool. And how does it compare to the other 50-watt heads?
I mean, look,
the other
all
50
the 50-watt heads are cool. It's just a question of what goal do you have? What is it that you want? I would think it's, closest to, say, a Jake head, but what it gives you the option that doesn't have is, it gives you the option to switch from an 800 to a high gain and forget the plexi channel, just maybe if that's all you need, you want to keep it simple, and that's all you need, and a lot of people do that, so
Cool.
And lately I've been kind of a little down on, like, thump knobs and things, because in reality what it does is it causes the amp to react to the speaker differently, and it, I call it sort of fake bass. It does this weird, like, phasing in the bass frequencies that I don't love that much. So
Gotcha.
I use it sparingly these days, if at all. Because again, all you guys want cut and everything, don't use a thump. Because it's gonna not only is it going to give you more low end, but it's also gonna take away high end and sizzle and stuff. So
If you turn off the thump, like all the way down,
it's out.
It's out.
Yeah. But if you do that and you're used to having it a certain way, you're going to radically re-EQ everything. So, you're not going to have the same settings on your EQ because it's going to seem really anemic.
Right.
But really, I mean, that's really good advice, because that's the cut that everyone wants. That's the cut in a band that someone wants. So,
right.
Doesn't have to be bass guitar, The thump is the bedroom knob, sort of.
Well, I was going to say that I use it here because I'm not playing with the band, but I probably wouldn't use it with the. I mean, with the band, I probably wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, Jose G, for the question. I knew we were going to discuss that, so really appreciate it. We got Scent of a Wheelchair Pillow. What's up?
Hey, he's back.
All right. Thank you for the question.
I want to know a little more about Scent of a Wheelchair Pillow. I mean, like, where did you come up with that name? And does somehow this apply to you in your life? I mean, do you have a wheelchair? Are you in a wheelchair? I don't know.
Yeah,
I would like to know. Or is it just a name you came up with?
It's a name I came up with, and
to make everyone kind of cringe a bit.
Are you in the U.S. or are you in, where are you located? And by the way, we have a special guest. Perfect timing, Pete. We got Pete Thorn.
What's up?
What's up?
Round of applause.
What's going on?
What's going on?
He's going to join us and have a little chat because he's got nothing better to do.
Look at Dave's room. He's got a white chair sitting there, like it's like for a patient or something. Like if you're gonna,
I know, right? It's a patient.
Sit the patient down and say, "What's exactly wrong with your guitar tone? What do you want me to do for you?" Right? That's the chair. It's kind of like
that's it. Actually, Steve Stevens sat in that chair, and exactly what I said to
him. There you go. That's cool.
So that's relatively true.
Yeah. You could have guests sit back in that chair right now, just with a microphone. They could be staring at that. Would be creepy, like just kind of staring.
Yeah,
like that would be weird.
Jack Nicholson.
I like that idea. I'll just get another microphone.
Yeah,
I haven't thought about that. Like next time I have a double guest, I need 2 microphones. But then I'm like, with the way this whole thing works,
dude. You know what you can do? You can borrow this from me and just use this.
You got a little tiny mixer?
No, just use this and set it in Omni and put it between the two of you, and it'll work fine. And just use this as your interface, the Samsung mic.
But hey, if I want to be fancy, I could like do another mic. But
yeah, you could.
So that one's no cost.
This is true.
Yeah, if you're like, I got to do this fast. They're coming right now. You just set it on Omni, and then it picks up on both sides. You put it between you, and it's just like.
Right. No, that's cool.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. So you just point it sideways and then get both. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get to the question.
That'll be the next Jakey Lee one that we do for a third one.
Right.
Yeah, or
which I imagine I still want to do. Sir, why not?
Absolutely.
I don't know what else we're going to talk about, but hey.
We have to talk about. Although he did talk about it on other shows, but I'd love to talk about the last show that he did with Ozzy. I mean,
actually, that's a good topic. Actually, I would like to hear about that too.
Yeah.
Well, he actually told me about that, but yeah,
I'd love to ask different questions.
Did you get some stuff?
Yeah.
You didn't get. You got the other thing.
Yeah, it's
Don Fulano.
It's a Reposado. It's very smooth.
Don Fulano. You grabbed. Yep.
Very nice. Yeah. So, Sentinel Wheelchair Pillow, tell us your story, but let's get to the question. Was wondering if you could suggest a couple of different stereo amp switchers that won't break the bank. Trying to set up multiple rig downstairs, a multi-rig. The wife gave me a small corner.
Stereo amp switchers, that is a little more problematic. I do believe there is now don't quote me, but I do believe there's a newer amp Pete switcher that has a stereo option that you can do that with. But other than that, I don't have any. There aren't any.
What is a stereo amp switching to 2 amplifiers and then to another 2 amplifiers?
Maybe he has a stereo rig of some sort that he's switching between. I actually don't know what the exact specific is of this, but Maybe the amp one. I forgot which one it's called. I'd have to look it up. It's a newer one, and I know it has a stereo option where you can split it. It can be like 4 monos, or it can be like 2 stereo things.
Yeah,
or something.
Wow.
I remember years ago, John Shanks, pretty sure John Shanks, he had a stereo amp switcher that for some rig he had or something, and I don't remember what the context was. And we had Bob Bradshaw had made a custom one to do that with, and that was pretty cool.
But nothing that's not going to break the bank. You're gonna.
What you got there, Pete? Guitar?
Yeah, I thought I just out here.
Just another guitar.
Is that the new Sir?
Cluttering up your room.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Eye candy behind.
Yeah, why not?
I saw that model at NAMM. It's beautiful.
There we go. Just look at it. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Well, Sentinel Wheelchair Pillow, thank you. We appreciate it.
But we do want to know the background of the name.
Yeah, I'll have to go sorting through the back chat, see if there's any.
We were just saying on the name, it was like, so are you in a wheelchair, or is that a name you came up with just to sort of make everyone cringe, or
could be a word kink. We don't know.
It is the best name anyone's ever come up with, I think.
It's pretty cool.
Of,
Yeah, there's
of
some
all
good
the
ones.
names, you
There's some
know.
great ones that
There's some great ones, but that one takes the cake for me.
Yeah,
I
it
mean-
definitely. Well, let's see. He wrote both legs work. More on that later in Denver.
Okay, well, okay, that's good, but cool, man. No
Good.
problem. So
All right.
I remember when Johnny Resnick was on. I think he came on, right? Didn't he?
I think so.
And Johnny Resnick's like read it, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That it conjures up all kinds of thoughts.
Yeah. Couldn't be more.
Man. So how you doing, Pete? I
I'm
thought you
good.
were on the road.
I'm
Not
headed
yet.
out. We just finished rehearsing yesterday. We're headed out. I'm going to Seattle in a couple days, and we're going to start touring. Let's go.
Awesome. I'm coming to see you. You're down here in Florida. So I've got it pinned to my calendar somewhere.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, I'll see you when you get down here.
we're doing 5 dates, I think, in Florida. So
Yeah, I'll be in the
You're doing the Florida tour,
Fort Lauderdale area.
oh, cool.
apparently.
Yeah,
Awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah.
to
Florida
see
tour.
you. Awesome.
yeah,
Where you-
yeah. It's good, man. We're just like I just got back from Europe like 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and then I went straight into a week of just prepping for Satch Band, just going over older material, learning some newer material, and getting ready. And then we did some rehearsing, and everything's great. It feels really good to be back at it. Some
Yeah, I imagine.
fun new stuff going on in rehearsal. So one of the most fun things is we're on this next gen Shure wireless, for your in-ears, like the transmitter and receiver
Yeah.
packs. They're always, just supplied by the PA company and whatever you got. You know what I mean? Like we're using Sennheiser, okay, or we're using Shure or whatever. So this is these new packs. I saw it the other day. I'm like, I've never seen this before. Is this new? Oh yeah, they're brand new. And I put in my in-ear, and I was like, oh my god, this sounds so much better than what I'm used to. So that's been nice because when you're you got to use in-ears, it's like if it's that kind of gig, and it's like, okay, well, but it's like the imaging's better and the frequency response. It sounds more like a great pair of headphones.
Is everyone on ears?
Yep.
In the band?
No wedges.
Okay.
Everyone's on ears. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your rig? What are you playing?
So it's same thing I was using in Europe and same thing I was using for Classic Rock Show just recently. It's a PT1. Well, a little bit's changed because now we've got the new IR load, Dave and I. So now it used to be 2 heads, PT100s in stereo, via the return. So one head was the main tone generator. And send to that, I go up to the board, go through some time-based effects and stuff, and then return to that head as well as to another head for stereo and 2 412s.
Mhm.
But now I'm just using one head. And I'm coming out of that into the new IR load from Dave Friedman and Pete Thorn.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
that's
Yeah.
loading down the amp. And then there's an effect loop in it. So then that's where my post effects are patching now. And then coming back stereo into the returns and getting by the new machine learning power amp, getting powered out to the 412 cabs, So it's just a slightly different way to go at, but it's kind of nice because it's streamlined my whole rig where I used to have 2 heads. And, if I want to adjust the volumes, I got to hit the return masters on both to get the volumes exactly the same up and down. It's like that whole thing. Plus you're running 2 tube heads at the same time. So I would always carry 3 because if like any one went down, then it was like, well, I need to have a third for backup. Not that actually ever happened, knock on something, but it didn't. But you gotta be ready. So now I can just run one head and then have one for backups. Now that's slimmed down, the truck a little bit. It's like one big head I don't got to put on the truck. So just carrying 2, just using one head at a time. And now on that load box, because we've got a separate control for the IRs, separate, control, level control going out to the monitors into front of house, and then a separate control for the stage volume. I can vary my volume a little bit on stage without affecting what's going to the rest of the guys and to the PA and everything.
Oh, that's great.
And it's just one volume knob, I can reach back there and tweak it a little bit if I want a little more on stage or whatever, or a little less, whatever I need to do. And IRs, biggest difference for me was the IRs and the PA was like, I don't care what anybody says, man, because some people are purists and like, oh, IRs, I don't know, but even when you're using a tube amp and tube rig, and you go to your gig and you got a couple 57s that whatever the PA companies always provide, unless you carry your own mics, and almost nobody does that unless you're unless you're it's like you get there and there's a couple 57s on your cab. That's what always happens, right? and who knows how old those things are, and they've been hit with drumsticks and like over the years and whatever. And then those are a couple of mic cables to the stage box and then to the desk, and it's never like a studio quality sound, that you're getting out of those fit. It's always like, and they're never quite in the same place every day. And then the bass amp's right beside you, so that's bleeding into the mic and everything. So anyway, when you hear that versus a couple of great IRs on your rig that you've picked, it's like, oh, let's do this own hammer IR or whatever, and let's try that. And you dial it in your studio, you go, that one sounds great. That's exactly what I want. Every time that I've ever done this, I'll go and then I'll go, okay, let's compare in the PA. Let's listen to the mics. And now let's listen to the IR. And you hear the IR in the PA, and it's always just like, it just puts the smackdown on the microphones every time. It sounds in your face, super in the PA, like really present, way richer and fuller. And then you go to the mic and it sounds kind of scooped in a weird way and like kind of just like, you know what I mean?
Right on the top.
It's not because it's not optimized. It's like we're picking that one great spot that you could look for an hour to get to. It's like so this way it's staying consistent for you every time you go to a gig. It's the same sound you're going to get every time.
And no bleed because there's no, it's a direct feed right off the amp that's getting, and it just sounds killer. And then you're just more in the PA. It's like the guy doesn't, I'm a front of house guy on Classic Rock Show where I was just using. He's like, man, it's like, you're just so there, and I don't have to work as hard. I don't got to pull you up as much for solos. It's just a more present, like produced perfect sound in the PA nice. Every night. He just loved it. He was like every night for like a week. He was like, man, that is working great. I'm so glad we switched to this new thing, because I did half the tour without the IR load wasn't even out yet until NAMM, or was right. So then I got one sent to me, and I'm the beta tester. And and it's just killer. So I love it. Really, really, really great.
When you guys
think it's been working.
That's great.
It's working good.
When's the like retail going to come out? When do you think they'll?
Oh man, it's the last quarter of the year.
Yeah, later.
Yeah, last quarter of the year. Yeah, we got a lot. I mean, the new chipsets that there's literally we don't even have the new chipset yet that had just come out, and I'm gonna have that shortly. But like I think it was said before, it's like the only two people that have this chipset is SpaceX and us.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a patent applied for technology, and it takes a minute to put this into production. This is a major. There's a lot of software that has to be written and a lot of stuff that's not done yet. So,
yes,
it's done. It works.
Good news is the core of it is great.
The core is fantastic. But we still got a few things to get through and get them out. And putting something into production is not as simple as it seems.
No,
it really isn't, because there's a whole bunch of supply chain issues, and
nowadays,
and there's a whole bunch. I mean, there's always been supply chain issues. It's like, okay, we want to use this part. Well, how long is it going to take us to get 1,500 of these parts?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, they say the lead time on that now is whatever, 4 months. It's like 4 months. Ah, fuck.
One part can foul you up for a whole
one part can foul you up, and to keep that going, it's hard. It's like people keep asking, when's the Vox amp coming? When's the Phil X amps coming? I don't know. I'm waiting for parts. So it's just like, how long it takes to get the Celestion Blue speakers that are going to go in the VX30 cabinets and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna take a minute. They don't just have them. It's just they don't just have them. And and so that takes a minute. And then your Haybor transformers, how long will they take? And they've been kind of slow lately. So it's like, oh, okay, when is that coming? We don't know.
Oh, God.
And then maybe there's one other part holding you up on a production. It's like, when is that going to come? I'm not sure yet.
We should start rumors. I heard all Vox speakers and Habor transformers must be transferred to the Strait of Hormuz. So that's really
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, they're all stuck in the Strait of Hormuz.
Not true. No, it is. I'll come through the Strait of Hormuz. That's what I heard.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
Walrus wants to know, Dave, is that amp room now open for appointments?
Sure. It works.
Upstairs, just waiting for you, dude.
Yeah.
It works. This is not the room, but it's in the front of the place here, and it technically is. You can switch between amps. Yep.
And Dave will listen to your problems at the same time.
And I'll even listen to your out of tune playing if need be. So
Psychoanalyze you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just sit in the chair here and play and tell me all about your life.
If it gets really bad, I'll go and get a little cocktail.
We should put a sign above that chair. So let's call it like the chair of idiocracy or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
I still have not seen that movie.
Oh God.
You've
really?
never seen Idiocracy?
I have not.
Oh my God, Mark, you really need to see this because it really is
today
paralleling the world.
Yeah.
It's a little frightening actually, considering what year that was made, you know?
When was it?
Got electrolytes.
I'll have to check it out. I will.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty cool movie. It's pretty fun.
Can you just stream it? Is it like readily available? You could just go on like
Yeah, you should be able to get it. I mean, imagine you can find it somewhere. I mean, for
Netflix.
sure.
I'm sure it's on.
Or somewhere, some streaming platform.
Yeah. So
If not Prime, you can always buy it at Prime if you have to. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
cool. We'll check it out. Maybe this weekend. Alex Crook, 5150, a man after my own heart. Loving Ed. Dave, when you did Ed's rig, were the PCM 70 and SDE racks both for Cathedral, or was it just the PCM on the dual delay setting? You guys rock. Thank you.
Just from what I recall, just the PCM. Right, because that's only you couldn't have the other delays. It's just wasn't it like a 300 millisecond delay, Pete?
Eddie's delay?
Yeah, for Cathedral, wasn't it like 300 or something?
Cathedral's longer.
Longer?
Cathedral is like 360 is the delay for everything. Ain't talking about love and the standard Echoplex delay, but then Cathedral's longer, and I can't remember exactly. Like maybe it's closer to 400.
Right. But it was like, wasn't it a single repeat or something? And then it was just a volume knob. Wasn't it a single repeat?
Yeah, like one
repeat long, and then just do the little thing.
Yeah.
He couldn't have had the other delays on at the same time. No.
Yeah.
It'd be a mess.
No. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So there you go. You got it from two people.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting in the EVH SD 3000. I mean, because Dave and I went and did this. It's like the delay. We went up to 5150 and actually, Ed's delays, right? And we were listening to his presets and stuff, and that's part. That was part of the AB and going back and forth with that pedal and making sure the pedal was exactly the same. And there's in Ed's SDEs. There's the one mono, because there was 4 presets, and the one mono one was the 360, the kind of that they ain't talking about love.
Yeah, ain't talking about love preset. Yep.
Yeah, that also works for On Fire and a bunch of other songs.
Right. I have that set up with my wet dry wet setup right here, and it's amazing. I use it whenever I play. That's
delay sounds amazing.
It's killer. It sounds great. I love it. So you guys hit it out of the park. Plus, I remember when Dave, you told me you were going to 5150.
Yeah,
I was on vacation. I said to Dave, I'm like, I'll extend my vacation just by one day. You just got to let me go, please. please.
Yeah, I can.
The answer was no, but
it was so exciting, honestly, going up there and doing that. It was such fun to like go there and do that. Like we went up there at least 5 or 6 times or something, right, Dave? To keep it.
Yeah, I mean, I was pulled in at the very last, like towards the very end, and just to confirm and listen and just do a final listening thing.
Yeah.
So I wasn't involved from the beginning, but you know, but I did the rack, so that's why it was pulled in, you know. And like literally at one point in time we had a switcher where I was switching and I patched it into his original rack, and I was switching in real time between his actual SDE 3000s and the pedal.
Yeah.
And it was and while we played and stuff, and it was like, yeah, okay, that's the same.
That's awesome.
And it really was. It was the same, you know.
Yeah, they nailed it on the pedal. It's
They
great.
nailed it. Yeah, it's really good.
Is Yoshi still with Boss, or did he retire?
No, he retired, but I still think he does some consulting and some stuff.
Yeah.
At least last I heard, he was still doing some consulting and stuff.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a
he's
great
awesome.
guy. Really, really nice guy.
I should look him up in Japan.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you should.
I
a
should.
good
I'm going to
idea.
message him.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I mean, I know he doesn't. I don't think he lives right in Tokyo, but I mean, he might want to come down and say
You
hi
should
or
see
visit.
if you could set up a hang with like him and like maybe Daya or something, you know, because Daya, those guys will hang with you too and take you out, and that's a great hang. Like going out with Daya and Shingle and those guys from Vemarem.
Mm-hmm.
They're so fun. They love to eat and they love to have, you know, good eats, and they
I'll see.
Yeah, they know all the spots.
You'll live well hanging out with Yoshi.
He'll get me in trouble.
Yeah,
That man likes to drink.
He's fun. Yeah, I was gonna say he's a fun guy.
For sure.
We got a question. Well, no question. The Holy Sinner Studio. I was looking for your question, didn't see it, but thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. If you did have one, just post it somewhere and I'll look for it. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so excited about Keith Scott coming on. That's so cool.
That's great.
Next week, yeah, Keith Scott's coming.
That's a big deal.
Canadian legend.
Yeah, with my band, we're playing Cuts Like a Knife now, and that solo is just.
Yeah, dude, we just did Run to You on Classic Rock Show. That was so fun.
Yeah, that's a good song. That's a great song.
It's a great song too. Yeah,
pitching perfect parts. It's awesome.
Keith's an amazing guitar player. Jesus.
Yeah.
He's just like so much.
He's like another Steve Stevens to Billy Idol, or Mike was to Tom Petty, or like those guys that were just like their right hand dude that wouldn't have been the same without them.
I think he gets kind of lost in the mix because Bryan Adams plays guitar also, so people kind of almost assume like the guitar playing is Bryan Adams, but at least I never put two and two together when I was a kid, when I was growing up. Like, oh, there's another guitar player playing this stuff.
Because to his credit, Brian's a pretty cool guitar player too. Like he's
great.
Great tones and like the whole. So it's Brian doesn't suck at anything. He's amazing, man. I mean, bass player.
Still amazing.
I saw them at the Forum a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
and I was like amazed how good Brian was.
Yeah.
I mean, he sang unbelievably well. And like he just, as a performer and everything, and the band in general, everything, you're like,
it's still power.
This is how it's done right here. Yeah. This is great. This is great. Like his vocals were amazing. Like he hasn't lost a note. You know what I mean? And he looked amazing. He he's like,
he looks great.
Really in shape and really
he's super health conscious. I don't think he drinks. I think he's like, he's just like really dialed into his like longevity and like making sure he's.
I think I read he's 66 and Keith Scott is 71.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, which is wild. Yeah,
amazing.
So, amazing. Yeah, just crazy. Yeah. We're all getting older. Let's see. Get a question from Gaspard Murphy, 2792. Thank you. Hey Dave, is it true you built a rig for Keith Richards? If so,
no.
I'd love to know more if you remember. Racked pedals, quirks, amps, guitars.
I didn't, but I would love to.
Oh, wow.
Nope, never built his rig. Sorry.
We'll have to take that off.
But that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I mean, I don't know if there's much of a rig. I mean, does Keith even use anything?
I
As
mean,
far as pedals go, I mean,
high power Tweed Twins, and
yeah, high power Tweed Twins, but what? Any pedals? I
mean,
don't
he
even.
used to use a couple MXR, and that was about it. Like he like on Shatters or on Waiting.
Oh yeah,
on,
like a little modulation or something, a little bit like.
yeah, like MXR chorus and maybe MXR or maybe a phaser of some sort. Used on
Yeah, if I had, it would have been a really tiny pedal board.
Yeah.
So no,
Yeah.
I didn't do that, but hey, I'd love to.
I bet.
Throw that out there.
Yeah. Oh, I had a question. I saw a video recently. People are switching to Eminence speakers.
Yeah, it's funny you just say that.
So I was kind of like, oh wow, there's kind of this new love for Eminence. I mean, I know Rick Skillman went over there, so maybe there's some cool stuff coming out of it.
You know what? To be honest, I just tried a set, and Pete heard it actually too, and to be honest, it's quite good. Are they a Celestion exactly? No, but they're not exactly trying to be either, because they don't want to necessarily make an exact Celestion clone. But the funny thing is that you don't even know about, Pete, is I rewired both of the cabinets to be identical in the wiring and stuff, and things got a little more in the ballpark.
Oh yeah.
And there's still a little reduced roll off in the top end on the one cab, the Eminence cab, but it was good actually. And then I was experimenting with changing the amp settings a little bit, and then you're like, oh, well, you can kind of get it back. You can kind of get what you want.
Yeah, no, I think it sounded good. The ones I heard.
The most important thing to me is in the past when I've tried Eminence speakers, it was like I always hated it. I just couldn't. No, that was a no. It was just a no. And with these newer speakers that they're coming out with and stuff, I'm like, I don't hate this.
Is it the Platinum?
That says a lot. If I don't hate it, it says a lot.
What's the series on that? Is it called the Platinum?
This
series?
is the F70, the Platinum that I tried. Yeah, that and it's pretty good. I have yet to try a 412 loaded with the Carnivores, which I don't really care for that name, but that's my own problem.
So which ones are they, Dave, that we listen to? I'm just looking at their website.
It's the Platinum F70s. So the interesting thing is someone else
see that on the website. I only see an L1270C, and
that might be it. I'd have to go look at the box.
Maybe you're mixing the F70 thing up with the Fanes or something.
Well, you just said L12.
They have an L1270 and they have an L1260.
Maybe it's an L1270 or something. Platinum series.
Yeah, Platinum series.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
Archetype Patriot.
And then they have an L12.
So the thing is they're really working hard at coming up with some good stuff. And the funny thing is the number one speaker sold at Sweetwater right now is the Eminence. Some of the Carnivores and some of the other ones. So it's interesting. It's interesting time change. It's like, sure, why not? Let's try some stuff.
Dave knows I tried out this Schultz speaker a little while ago called a Sugar Cone that kind of messed me up.
Yeah, you love that.
Really?
Well, yeah, because it like, so evidently this was a guy that he produced a speaker that was kind of supposed to be the evolution of a Fane Crescendo.
Yeah.
Kind of like, let's take that and then build on it. And the Carol Ann amps guy was like, this is the best guitar speaker ever made. This is the only speaker I want to use my amps. And so anyway, it was out for a number of years, but then discontinued maybe 15 years ago or something like that. And then I believe it's his nephew, sort of has resurrected the company and found somebody that can make it again to the original spec and something like that. I don't want to misquote or say, if that's not the way they're making them, but that's the way I understand it. And so they're producing the speaker again. Long story short, it's a beautiful speaker. I mean, right, Dave? It's like the construction. It's like looks unbelievable, like the basket and the connection for it also looks like next level. Like, but it's a 100-watt speaker, and it kind of messed me up because it's not a. I mean, it's a British cone. It's supposed to be like a bit. I think it's what do they call them? The Kurt Mueller cone.
Yeah. So are the Eminence ones now.
Yeah, it's that.
Like it's a British cone.
He makes a non-ribbed cone too, but the one I tried is the more vintage style ribbed cone, British cone style. And it's a small dust cap, but it's 100-watt power handling. I put it in a cabinet and then comparing it to like V30s and stuff, and I'm like, it kind of messes me up because it's like it sounds so balanced, like without any weird. Like when you go, some of my favorite speakers are like Dave and I, most of the great rock guitar sounds of the past 50 years have been Greenback or V30. Like really, look at it.
Really, that's it.
Like probably 75%. Maybe there's some Jensens in there and other stuff too that in the mix, but JBL or whatever. But it's like a hell of a lot of his Celestion and a hell of a lot of his Greenbacks, some 30-watt G12H30, and a lot of V30. But when you listen to this speaker next to a V30 or a Greenback, because I went back and forth, I was like, I kind of like it. Like there's that weird thing that happens that Dave and I also talk about a lot, where you listen to a speaker sound, and when you first hear it compared to something else, you're like, "Ooh, that's weird," and then your ear starts to get used to it, and then you're like, "Oh, that sounds good," and then you go to something else, you're like, "Oh, that's weird," and then your ear starts to get used to it.
That swear to God, yeah.
That phenomenon. But with this speaker, actually, like I'll listen to it and go, okay, it's different. That sounds good though. And then okay, cool. And then I listen to it, and then I go to another speaker, and I start to only hear deficiencies a little bit in the other speaker.
And
I'm like, and then I'll go back to the other one. And I'll go, it's really just so balanced, and it's all there, and sounds really. And so the Carol Ann amp guy, maybe he was on to something. Like maybe like
what's
it's just.
Brand? What's the
It's
brand?
called Schultz, SCHULZ, I think. Sugar Cone. If you look for Sugar Cone guitar speaker, you'll find it. But I did a video on it, and what I did in the video was I recorded a song, and I decided to do high gain because there's some clips of the speaker out there more like bluesy stuff, and I decided to do a high gain, so I used the Mark II C Plus back there, and used my 7-string for the rhythm parts, and then used I think that guitar for the lead parts. And I recorded the exact same guitar parts with V30 mic'd exactly the same way, one microphone, and then mic'd as close as I could the Schultz speaker, recorded all the same parts again, and then I did 2 mixes of the song. So you can hear the speaker in the context of a song, and then also solo it outside of the mix. Hear the comparisons.
Yeah.
But and then I exactly volume matched the tracks in the mix so that it's like you're just hearing the difference between the guitar speakers, really. Check it out. I don't know. It messed me up because I'm like, if I gotta go buy these now, like, because it sounds really, it's not a Greenback, or it's not a, if anything, I suppose it's closer to a Fane. I don't have a great perspective on Fane.
Yeah, I don't either.
But they also say no, it's not. It's kind of, we took that as a starting point and then did our own thing.
Well, the interesting thing with this other Platinum Series speaker is once I made sure the cabinets were wired exactly the same, right? With the same kind of wire and the same kind of everything. I got really anal retentive about it. You may as well make it, reduce the variables. And then once I did that, and then I sat in there, strapping on a guitar, standing up, moving around the room, playing it for a while, each speaker cabinet. And after a while, I was sort of like, man, I sort of like the feel of this cabinet better than my Blackback cabinet in some respects.
I could see that.
Not saying in all respects, but in some respects. And like I kind of was like, this kind of cool. I was listening with the Jose amp, my Jose version of the Jose amp, and I was just kind of like, I don't hate this. I kind of like it. It's kind of cool, and it sounded
really good, I thought too. It was just
like you didn't hate it either. It was just a little different.
Modern, darker, a little
slightly darker. It's a slightly smooth on the top end, but in some respects that could be good or bad, depending on what you're going for or what kind of sound you're going for.
If somebody expected a V30, I would say go with the Eminence. If they were like, well, I like that sound, not as much a greenback sound, I would say, oh, well, then the Eminence is going to be more your thing.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I have yet to compare it to a complete green vintage 30 cabinet. That's another thing that would be fun to do.
Yeah.
But
if you want to hear what it sounds like, listen to go to Reza Matrix.
Yeah, he did a good video with some heavy guitar riffs.
Did he?
Yeah. He did it, and it's the good. Platinum 70C. That's what it is.
Yeah,
so. It sounded like a V30. It sounded more just like modern. And if somebody was like, "Oh, I like greenbacks," well, then I would say, "Well, maybe this summer." But
I think it was somewhere a cross between the two.
Yeah,
I don't think it was totally vintage 30 either, but I don't think it was totally greenback either. So I think it was a cross. Reza kept saying there's a little feign in it. A little feign in it, and in my, I hear that too. So it's kind of a cool speaker. So
what was the model number of it again? Sorry, the
what was it, Mark? The Platinum.
Well, they have the L1270C.
That's it.
And the video that he did says Platinum Series 70C. So I assume that's the one.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I see it now. I'm gonna look it up here. Ceramic speaker, new standard for
price is good. 159.
Voice. The L1270C ceramic speaker sets a new standard for versatility and tonal clarity. 70-watt power handling capacity. This speaker delivers a balanced tone, perfect for everything from pristine cleans to iconic overdriven sounds.
Beautiful. Hire this guy.
Beautiful. You have a future in a voiceover.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it all up and just do voiceover.
Or a Disney movie. You could do that.
When you're like 70 years old and you're not touring anymore, you can do voiceover.
Yeah. Do you know Eric Schimmerhorn? Guitar player.
No.
He played with Bowie. He played with Iggy Pop.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. He lives out my way, but anyway, he's a great guy. He did exactly that. He got into voiceover. Got out of playing guitar, and those are some pretty good gigs. So voiceover's got to be good.
Voiceover works.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. If he's like, I'm going to leave that behind. Those are
right.
Good, I mean, that's even less effort. It's just, I would imagine, just reading off it, like you just did. It's great. Go in for 10 minutes. All right, I'm done.
I don't even think you need to go in. I think you can do it in your bathrobe in the morning in your own. You get like
yeah.
I have a good friend of mine's wife does voiceover work now. A lot of voiceover work now, and yeah, she's got this she created this little studio under the staircase. Like there's like this little alcove thing. And literally you got to duck in and like get in there, but you could sit at a desk in there. She created this little, it's all padded around and everything. She created this little sound, like a little dungeon in there, but she does all the voiceover work in there. And she was an amazing singer. So she can, but she's got a really deep voice too, so she can do like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
it's cool. Yeah, good money. Let's see. We got a question from Who's Your Rock. What's going on? Thanks for the super chat. Best way to boost solos. Band has no sound man. Using an EQ pedal in the loop. Use a BE50. Get gain boost with the boost switch, not volume. You get gain boost, not a volume boost in the loop.
No. He's saying that. I mean, the EQ in the loop is fine. You can boost level that way for sure.
Yeah, for a reason, I'm thinking he's saying he's only getting gain by doing that. Do I need to be a man and use the volume knob on the guitar? Well, you should be doing that anyway.
I mean, you should be getting a volume boost if the EQ pedal's in the loop, unless you're running an insane amount of volume going on, and then you wouldn't get any volume boost.
And what EQ pedal are you? I mean, I don't know.
We have some variables here that we don't know.
Yeah, but if you're really hitting it hard, then you're probably getting power amp distortion.
I mean, if you're really jamming the power amp of the amp, I mean, I highly doubt that, but if you're really pushing it that hard, then you're not. At some point in time, it's just more compression. It's not doing anything, right? So like if you have the power amp jammed to 10, forget it. It's not doing anything. It's not going to do anything.
Right. That's the only thing I can think,
I wouldn't
because
think you'd do that with a BE50, but
no, because I know when I use
it would
an EQ
sound
pedal,
good that way.
yeah, if you put an EQ pedal in
This is the thing that everyone always like. This is something I could bring up, and Pete would probably agree with this. So you have an amp that has gain, and it has a master volume, right? And it has a good amount of gain and stuff. You know, people are like, well, is there an attenuator I could use and this and that? I want to push the power amp and stuff. I go, do you really want to push the power amp? Because at some point in time, the gainy amp, because it's so much gain on the front end, is going to sound like shit if you push the power amp in too far, you know?
Yeah.
The thing about a plexi is you have very low gain on the front end, and then you're pushing the power section into total saturation, you know, and the phase inverter and everything.
Well, it's like Ingve talked about when he talks about, and he did that great. I never heard anybody describe it more succinctly than in that Rick Beato interview, where he goes, a plexi.
It was a great interview.
Yeah, he goes, the gain is linear throughout the amplifier, and that's what he liked about it. You're getting a little bit out of every stage. And I was like, that's such a good way to describe it. Like, there's a little bit of distortion in each stage all the way through.
With load boxes, I see people always like trying to jam their levels up really high, and I'm like going, just do this. Do me a favor. I mean, just do me a favor. Set up the sound like you like it at a lower volume, right? And turn up the master. And when it starts to sound like shit, turn it back down again.
Yeah.
Okay. And you will find a little sweet spot in there. It probably more will be like 5 or 6, maybe.
right
On the scale.
Not
But
8.
you can easily hear it. Shit. Back again. And you know, and you're like, oh, not shit. Okay, wait, where do I like it? Where do I like it? I like it there. Okay, now leave it there.
Right.
Yeah, there's that weird
or thing. way back off the gain on the front end, and then turn that up higher. That's the other option too. You know, you can do that too.
Yeah, there's that weird thing, right, with certain, like the 800 that we found, like where you get the master up to 7 and it goes, oh, like that's interesting. Or even an SLO, right? Like the master, for whatever reason, in those it's a little bit, we're almost contradicting, but a little bit in an SLO with the gain on 5 on the overdrive channel, or 6.
But the master can only be like 5.
But then it's really amazing right there.
Yeah, like, but again, it's not 10, it's not 8, it's not even 7. It's more like 5.
Yeah.
Well,
5,
that's the
5
sweet
to
spot.
6 on the SLO.
The reality is it's frigging loud at that point. Like it's full power.
Oh yeah, it's way full power. So you know, any more though, it also sounds like shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know, that's the same thing I'm saying. You know, it's like you can't like push everything to the max. You're not talking about a plexi here. You know, you're not talking about a 4-input Marshall. Those you can push to the max if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going to be great.
Yep. Hey, by the way, we should
try this. Crank a plexi, you know, crank it and get that sound, and then try to use any boost in front of it and tell me if it sounds good.
Nah, yeah.
Generally speaking, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Maybe if it shelves a lot of low end out or something like, so the Ingve thing, you know, with the DOD 250 or something,
or Randy.
You know, Randy didn't crank stuff though, so
he didn't crank his Marshall.
Nah, I mean it was loud, but it wasn't super cranked, and it was a distortion plus, and they had an EQ after it, so it was a whole mess of fucking shit. Altec speakers, fuck. I don't know what this sounds like.
These are super weird. Yeah.
Super weird. I think the majority of the tone of his shit came from the pedal and the EQ, you know.
Dude, I'll be
you did that video with that.
Yeah, well, the video that I did for that guitar, because that guitar came across, you know, through here, and I was like, okay, I gotta make a video for this. And I tried to get the sound using the, you know, close to what he would have done with the distortion plus and the the right amp and everything like that, but I couldn't make it sound right. Well, then a couple months, so what I ended up with was, I think I I used the Waza Super Overdrive, which has nothing to do with Randy, into the SL68, and I got a sound that I really liked. And I was just like, I'm gonna go with this sound because it's more about the guitar than the amp and stuff. Anyway, a couple months later, Guitar World puts out an article where they talked about Randy's rig and everything they used, and it had the EQ in it. And I thought, okay, because it had some really radical EQ settings where they're like, this is the way he used to set his EQ. So somebody must have had a photo or something. I went in and tried it again, and goddamn, there it was. It was like, with the distortion plus and everything. It was like, but it was like, no, the EQ was carving the hell out of you turn it, the distortion plus and the EQ together were the sound. The distortion plus by itself was like nothing the same. It was like whatever he was doing with the EQ, it was the combination of the two, and that's what made it. It was like it didn't sound good otherwise, So
yeah,
a radical EQ setting on a graphic, and then it was like, oh, Guitar World that was a good article. They really did their on the and it really sounded like that. Oh, there it is. Like, but his sound is so weird because the recorded sound on, say, Blizzard of Oz or something is that really weird, like mid-range and everything, and then you see him on that After Hours show. The one that's the shitty sort of VHS duped 5 times that you always see on where they're playing I Don't Know, and it's awesome, but his tone on there is like really cool.
It's really good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, on that. Yeah. I mean, I think also the live tones was better than the recorded tones.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Crowley, they do that. Mr. Crowley is amazing. All right. While he takes off, let's see. We'll go to Moobox. I'm building a JCM 800 amp. Aside for the first gain stage and B plus resistors, what are your thoughts on metal versus carbon film for the rest of the circuit? Well, that's beyond my.
Okay, can I guess what he's going to say?
Go ahead, go for it.
I bet he's going to say that carbon we'll see what he says when he comes back. But carbon or when people use them, they can be kind of inconsistent and they go bad sometimes and they get weird.
Okay.
I don't know that Dave uses them. I mean, there's some voodoo with that stuff, like the carbon comp, but it's like I've had a couple amps where it's like something went south, and then it's always it was like divided by 13s, where Fred used to use the carbon comps and stuff, and then they get weird over time. And I think amp guys feel that way about them a lot, that they do have a certain thing, but they're kind of be unreliable. But let's see what Dave says when he comes back. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll table that for right now. So when do you start the tour?
Wednesday is the first date in Seattle.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah. We start Seattle and then we start head down the West Coast, basically. So yeah,
that's gonna be exciting.
All the way down to San Diego and then start heading east from there. Yeah, I'm so stoked. I'm like really excited to get out. I'm honored, is what I am. That's what I told. That's what I told Joe yesterday when we were leaving. I said it's an honor and a privilege. So
I'm sure, man. It's
fucking amazing.
Opportunity of a lifetime. It's great.
For me, I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah, it's a dream. What can? That's awesome. I'm so happy for you, man. I really am. Very happy for you. So Dave, the question was metal versus carbon film for first gain stage of a JCM 800.
Just use carbon film because they were all carbon film, and I kind of hate metal film. So that's my thought.
Okay, and
believe me,
I think I was way off from what
when you were right.
No, I was wrong. I said maybe I meant carbon comp instead of carbon film. Is that different?
Yeah, that's different.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, carbon comp would be a no.
Right.
Okay. So believe me, when I first went to make the Jose amp, I'm like, hey, you know what? Look really cool on this black board. Let me use these metal film resistors. And I built a whole board, had the metal film resistors, and they're good quality resistors and everything is good. I built a whole board. I listened, I turned the amp on, I, set it up and whatever, turned it on. And I'm like, this is wrong. There's something wrong. No, this isn't right at all. I didn't sound like anything like it's supposed to sound.
Really?
And I'm like, fuck. Then I literally changed every resistor across the entire board of the amp for the prototype. Every single damn resistor to just the standard carbon film resistors. And I turn it on and I'm like, there it is. There we go. Okay. Note to self, never use metal film resistors ever again in any amp.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so educate me on my stupidity. What's the difference between carbon film and carbon comp?
Carbon comp is the old brown resistors like used in old Fenders and stuff, like the old they're very unstable. They tend to change with heat over the years. They vary. They do have a warm kind of furry tone to them.
Right.
But in a Marshall context, it's like too furry. You know, it's like not, it doesn't work. In a Fender, in an old blackface Fender, it kind of works. Because you're not really driving it that same way, you know what I mean?
Got it. The fur, because it's a cleaner sound.
I'm a big, maybe you could use metal film resistors for an input grid resistor to keep the noise down a little bit. But I'm not a big fan of metal film resistors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You know,
I just don't think they sound. I don't know. I mean, is there a metal film resistor that sounds good? Probably there is, but which one? There's lots of choices, so that's another problem.
Okay. Well, we got to do our sponsors.
Hey,
Legendary
Tones.
Have you guys checked out Legendary Tones? Our man David Zabatos.
I know Pete's done videos with Legendary Tones.
I did video for the Mr. Scary and the standard one. You
haven't done the Caswell one yet. You got to be home, I guess, to do that.
Yeah. So is it
David Sabatos? Send Pete a module.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'd love to try that one. I love both the other ones. My favorite is actually the regular out of the Mr.
The V2
and the V2. The V2, they both sound cool, but
yeah, the V2 is cool.
Pretty fun.
Yeah,
they're cool stuff.
Definitely cool. I mean, the Scary's cool too. I mean, it's a little less gain than the V2.
That's what I know.
Scary, and it's a little more subdued, which is interesting. But I worked on George's amps with that in, and they're 800s and stuff. And you know what? Sounds cool.
Yeah.
And I've seen videos of him recently and stuff using these amps with those modules. And I'm like, that sounds great.
Yeah, he's got great tone.
I mean, like, I've heard George over the years through all sorts of stuff, and I'm like, I listen to it and I go, that sounds right. That sounds good.
It kind of makes sense. I mean, you're doing basically, it's not dissimilar.
You're modding an amp. You're just adding a gain stage.
You're adding a gain stage in the same place where it would be in an amp like mine, for instance, right, Dave? Like how
not exactly. Actually, you're adding it. You're adding it right before the cathode follower, which is
that's where mine is, right?
No, not exactly. No, but it's a little different. It's almost where the same spot the Soldano gain stage is, but it's the Soldano gain stage is a very low gain stage. It's like a 39K cathode resistor, super low gain, but it's in the same area. And it's similar to the Fortin Violence stage, like for Fortin amps. And he's got in some of his mods and stuff, there's a Violence gain stage, which it just adds this gain stage right before the cathode follower. It's interesting what it does. It almost makes it like for instance, I've put these in Runt 50s before, right? So you get a B channel basically, and you stick this thing in it, and it's adding that gain stage right there. It's interesting what happens with the gain knob, because it's an insane amount of gain up high, but as you turn it down, it's almost better with the gain stage in. Because it has
thickens it up, maybe, or
I don't know. It just seems like the gain knob is very linear, meaning from 0 to 10, it's just adding gain, but it's not changing the whole EQ spectrum as much. And now without that gain stage, as you turn it down, it gets a little leaner in the bass.
Right.
So it's sort of interesting how it affects it.
Maybe like Mark said, it's thickening up in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird
turn the gain down, and it's
hard to explain exactly what it's doing, but it's a super cool. I mean, they're cool products. They sound good, you know.
Yeah, it's a very easy way to go ahead and mod an amp, and
yeah, I mean, ideally, you want to put that in like sort of an 800 sort of circuit, JMP 2203, 2204 circuit.
Yeah,
because like if you want insane gain, yeah, you can put in a Runt 50. But man, that'll get you some insane metal style gain. And really, it's cool. It's cool. It doesn't sound bad, but
it'd be cool if you stuck like an AT in it or something, like a different tube.
Well, the Lynch one has an AT.
Oh, it does.
That's why
in one of the gain stage. That's why it's less gain.
So we also have Sweetwater. Make sure you guys click our link below. We've got our affiliate link. So if
I'm gonna send you some candy. They got crazy with me on candy recently. Like,
oh yeah,
I ordered a couple things, and it's like, I'm like, I ordered a volume pedal, and they sent me like 5 bushels and packs of candy.
Bushels.
I'm like, no, I'm like literally looking at it, going, normally get one little pack,
Right.
But this is like, oh, here's one that 4 Rupert barrels, 4 Smarties, 4 this, 4 that, and they're just like all these bundles. And I'm like going
to Dave Friedman. So
okay, yeah, we took it all to Mates across the street. Here,
I put in the bowls for
you get here. We put it all in a box because we had so much of it at one time, and we just took it across the street to the rehearsal studio. Like, here, you guys have this because I don't want to eat it.
I'm sure it was a.
I mean, I'd like to eat it, but I don't want to eat it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's like I don't need that.
Hey, so click our link below and maybe buy some of those Eminence 70C speakers or buy something, and
man,
it gives a kickback.
Rings, anything.
Yep, we appreciate it.
We keep hoping for like a Neve console or a Bricasti reverb or API, some sort of good console-y thing. That would be great, guys.
Yeah. We're
affiliate link with a $16,000 product or something.
Yes, please. Yeah. That would be fantastic. That would help us a great deal.
These guys, like anybody. Come on.
PRS private stock. Just, come on.
It's tough times.
And then lastly, we got Thomann. So click our link that we have for Thomann.
Thomann.
We
place that has the pianos.
2 guys with your affiliate hookups.
Yeah, man.
Nobody's screwing around over here.
It's a pro organization right here.
if you want a vintage like Steinway piano, Thomann's got you covered.
Sorry.
No problem.
The only reason I know that for a fact is because when I was at Thomann with Sammy Bowler, we go in there's this piano room, right? There's the piano room, right? And there's like 6 or 7 pianos in the room, right? And we realized that they're all restored vintage pianos. Like they're all like amazing, like
Osendorfers and
and then so Sammy asked to go in there, and I'm like, oh, why is he asking to go in there? But I went in there with him,
Yeah.
And then he sat down and started playing piano at all the pianos, and I'm like, wait a minute. You play piano? He goes, yeah, a little bit. He's playing amazing. Don't give me that little bit shit. Like, he's playing amazing. But what really, really made me go, oh, was when he went from piano to piano, the tone of each piano was amazing to hear in a quiet room.
Yeah,
where it was just him and I, and we're going from piano to piano, and it's like one is like extremely punchy and like percussive, right?
Yeah,
and another is like warm and woody, and another is like somewhere between the two, and the other is like this, and the other is like that, and you're like going, it just dawned on you because I don't play piano, right? I never thought about this really,
Yeah.
but I'm like, holy shit, each one of these is a unique instrument.
It's like
You know,
anything.
a
It's like
unique
guitar.
sound. It's like an acoustic guitar or something. Each one of these has a unique character, and it really never dawned on me
Mm.
until I heard that in one room.
Yeah.
And he
Sure.
played the same sort of thing on each piano, and I'm like, I think I like that one the best.
Mm.
Like,
Isn't that amazing,
And I'm
though?
sure that
that was amazing.
Yeah.
the piano was probably $100,000 or
Oh yeah, absolutely. Some of them were. It was like 1919 fucking Steinway something.
amazing.
I love
no,
that.
they were $100,000 pianos. Sure.
Yeah. And it's like the difference between two like a Steinway and a Bosendorfer is like,
Yeah.
well, the Bosendorfer to me is always, this is my like 59 Les Paul versus 57 Strat. Like a Steinway's real clear and
Clank.
souped
More
and
like.
fine. And then the Bosendorfer's all warm and darker and like got this.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing between these, like, or variations in between.
Yeah.
All of them, you know what I mean? And like you're like, ooh, that one's really warm and woody. Ooh, that one's really like clanking glass almost like, but man, all of them were great.
It's really fun to
What
get
do you
into.
want? That was fun to listen to. That was like literally one of the most fun moments I've maybe ever had listening to something like that.
Sure.
Because I'm like, first of all, I didn't know you could play piano. Second of all,
it's part of what I love about like engineering and all that stuff is because like mixing and stuff, because for me that's like the hobby, because it's like related to what we do, tone, but it's so different. You're like, oh my god, like violins all sound different, and you're like, holy shit. And it's like similar to guitar, but it's related, but it's like a whole nother, like I could get into this, like drummers they're the worst, like different, oh I got
my god, but I mean drum kits
fucking yeah, exactly.
And it's really fun. It's like when you start to get into it and go, what's the difference between all these symbols? And like,
I would think electric guitar probably has the least difference compared to a piano or an acoustic guitar or like it has a difference, of course, but
in some ways
maybe not as pronounced of a difference as in like certain drum kits or certain, like no, in some ways
pianos or
acoustic instruments. I mean, I think electric guitar is quite because you got all this different.
No, they do, but it's like it depends. Like you throw it through distortion, and then it's like, well,
yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, I actually find you hear more stuff through distortion to me with electric guitars and body woods and things than you do with a fucking clean sound. Clean sound, you can't hear anything. I remember you hear a little brightness, a little darkness, a little stuff like that, but not.
I remember when I was in this is a long time ago, long ass story, but with 9 Inch Nails, and Trent Reznor talking about electric guitar sounds, and he referred to a certain electric guitar sound as like tube amp tone. You mean? I was like, yeah, and I thought about that after, and I was like, he's on because he's so broad with his, like, it could be he might jack a big muff right into a recording console.
Yeah,
straight direct, like hi-fi. Like he doesn't think about pristine guitar amp sound. It has to be mic'd with a certain and this. No. To him, he's like, oh, you mean like that, like tube amp guitar sound, that guitar sound. It's like, yeah, and that was how he kind of like,
it makes sense.
That category of tone, exactly.
Yeah.
A lot more similar going on to him between a distorted Fender and Marshall, like tube amp sound, whatever. That is this thing. But I can also take an electric guitar and jack it into this like micro synth and then go in directed like that.
And go through these two other pedals and then shove it in direct into the thing and get this fucking gnarly ass sound.
Yeah.
Which is totally fun too.
Totally.
Yeah. It's like a mirror from Orgy originally, used to use a Boss Hyperfuzz. Those are great pedals.
I love it.
In the octavey kind of setting, Boss Hyperfuzz, and he would use it he would record a track. You got one somewhere?
That quick?
Yeah, man, those are great. So you use that, right? And you use that direct.
Yeah.
Like straight in direct, right? But you blend it in with the tube amps. And it adds that like
Yeah.
like that thing to it.
Hyperfuzz rules.
And the Hyperfuzz is one of the coolest pedals like ever made. I think that's one of the coolest pedals ever made. And now the prices just went up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they're already up, so it doesn't matter.
Sonic Blue 1922. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for my twin sister, my favorite. Dirty Magic is such an underrated Offspring song. There's a huge surf music influence combined with punk.
Yeah.
I don't know that song, but I'll just check it out.
I know that song.
Okay.
Of course I do. I've had a long history with them.
That's cool.
They're great guys, man. They're cool guys, man.
We should have them on.
Yeah. He said he'd come on. So okay. Dexter said he'd come on, and Noodles, both at the same time. You're not gonna get a lot of gear talk out of him. So that's not what you're gonna get.
All right, we'll talk music. We'll talk music and stuff. So the other thing I saw recently was Sir just released the Thornicus Fuzz.
Oh yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah.
Thornley
octave fuzz, right? And some sort of
that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, Ian's super into fuzz, and he's great with the fuzz. I mean, his gnarly low tune fuzz stuff is like exceptional. You know, I mean, the beginning of the Ghosts album, that song that like, the riff. Check it out. It's like the first song on Ghosts is like, oh my god, like the tone comes in and it's like just this monster coming at you. But so yeah, he did that with Kevin and with Kevin Sir, and it's great sounding fuzz. Just awesome.
Yeah, it really does sound great. I was watching the video. It's cool. So that's cool.
He does this stuff low tune where he'll like bend into chords and stuff, and it's like how a fuzz responds when you get a slightly out of tune note.
Right.
Yeah, it's like kind of puking,
and then he gets it right in tune, and it gets all consonant. Beautiful. Right riffs like that, unlike anyone else. That's so cool. I don't know if you guys saw, but I got to do. It was such a friggin' cool honor. A version of "Preaching the End of the World," Chris Cornell song, for this King Ultra Mega project. That's basically like a charity album. I believe all the proceeds go to Music Cares, and I got to do a tune with Ian. So Ian agreed to sing "Preaching the End of the World," which is this beautiful Chris Cornell song off of Euphoria Morning. And so I played all the guitar on it. It's Kenny Aronoff on drums, Mark, the fellow that put the whole project together, on bass, and Dave Kersner on keys. And I hit up Ian. I was like, hey, would you consider singing this? And I think Ian, fairly or unfairly, has been compared at points in his career to Chris vocally.
Yeah, well, they sound very sonically dissimilar. I mean, it's very.
I kind of like, maybe when I first heard Ian, I thought it, and then like as I got to know Ian's music more and I understood Ian's path as an artist, I realized that I just didn't hear it as much anymore. You know what I mean? I know he's got the range and can do it and stuff, but there's some similarities there for sure between the guys. But then there's a lot of like Ian's got other influences and a lot of different things going on. But nonetheless, I thought this is a beautiful song, and it's absolutely one of the most gorgeous Chris Cornell solo songs. And I thought, I thought, who can do this? Like and absolutely do it justice. It was Ian. So I thought, I'm going to hit him up, and he's probably going to say no, but I hit him up and asked him if he would do it, and he said yes. And oh my God, the way this song turned out, I just am so, because it was done remotely where everybody was cutting their part separately, in their own studios and stuff. But the way that the mix came out and the way that it felt to me like Chris was there. It just felt, I don't know how else to describe it, but it's like when I heard the mix and I listened to it, I'd put it in and my AirPods in and like walk, because I was like traveling when I got the mix, and I'd listen to it and just be like, oh,
who mixed it?
I'm not going to remember the name of the fellow right now. He's actually mixed the whole project, but I'm not sure. He's done a bunch of records, bunch of like heavy stuff. But they did a really great. Just everybody really brought it on the song, song, and it turned out so cohesive. And Ian took some liberties here and there where he wasn't, copying Chris. It was like, where it's a like fine line,
Right.
And he sent me back a vocal within like 2 days. It was like I sent him a track, and then he's like, "How's this?" And he just had a rough, his voice mixed in with a rough mix I had sent him, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's like sounds amazing," And I think that's what's actually on the track, that he just did his thing from home. Yeah, and anyway, give it a listen if you get a chance. It's on YouTube. It's out on all the major streaming platforms. Everything. Preaching the End of the World by King Ultra Mega, it's called, and that's there's a whole bunch of people that contribute, including Kim and Matt from Soundgarden to songs. Joe Satriani did a version of "Be Yourself." There's a whole bunch of great, I think Charlie from Anthrax, like a whole bunch of people have contributed to it in different tracks. So give it a listen. Chance.
I will. I'll definitely check it out as soon as we get.
Yeah, I love how it turned out. I'm really stoked. So,
let's see. The Holy Sinner. I still don't see a question, bro. You're giving us money, but you haven't posted something like a question in there.
Maybe he just wants to give you money.
Yeah, I'll take the money.
We'll take it. Thanks.
Thomann 876. What's going on? Hey, love your show. Thank you. Cool to see Pete here as well. I agree. Amazing player. I'm the weirdo who just purchased the Brit 50 to send in for the mod request. Rock on.
Oh yeah. Yes, he wants it modded.
Add a thumb knob? He wants to add a thumb knob to?
Oh shit, I forgot. No, he wants like 2 independent SAT switches.
Oh,
I think that's what it is, like per channel.
Is it Brit 50, that Sweetwater special amp?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh. People have talked about this, and it's like well, it was a surprise. I go, well, it was Sweetwater's deal, not mine. Like it's not my release, it's Sweetwater's release.
Right.
So,
what is it?
So it's a 50-watt amp, essentially. No thump knob, right? None of that shit. Like traditional. And the cleaner channel can either be a plexi channel or an 800 verbatim, and then the higher gain channel. So it's set up sort of like a small box. And then the higher gain channel is sort of a modded 800-y sort of boosted thing, similar to a Jakey Lee, the higher gain thing of the Jakey Lee, but with some changes where it wasn't exactly the same.
Okay.
And it's real. The idea behind it was just to be raw, just like raw, original sort of tone. And so for a guy that wants to go, my sound is the 800 kind of thing. Okay, we can get 800 kind of thing. Great, going. And then I boost it, Well, okay. Well, then you got the other channel to boost it, and you can switch between those two, and you just have this kind of semi, the 800, if you clean up your volume now, cleans up still, Yeah. So you can get much cleaner. And I think that ideally, I think that is the way to go with that amp. With the 800 and the boosted mode, boom, boom. But the clean channel can be switchable between the more cleaner plexi kind of thing and or the 800 kind of thing.
Does it have a loop?
It has a loop, yeah.
Yeah.
Just no other extraneous bullshit switches.
Right.
Just like simple, raw, and to the point.
Got it.
Like a classic amp would be.
Got it.
Yeah.
Michael Nielsen. What's up, buddy? Big Hairy Guitars. Hey, guys, do modern amps, BE100, PT100, benefit from finding and putting in old tubes, like a new old stock tubes, getting some magic from the old tubes?
Well, I mean, look, you can play. Here's how I look at it. You could play with the, V1 stages a lot, I think, with NOS tubes, like cool old tubes, Amprex, Mullard, things like that. I think it's diminishing returns when you start tossing them in other stages. So, like if you want to play with the very first stages of the amp, which depending on your amp would be V1 or V2 or both. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, they're cool. It's just like tonal EQ shifts. It's just like slightly different vibe. Could you find a little mullered preamp tube that might be amazing? You could. You could also find a mullered preamp tube that's amazing and super microphonic.
Right.
So the problem with buying NOS tubes, though, in general, is you don't know if they're going to be microphonic or not. No one is guaranteeing you. They're guaranteeing that it works, but in a high gain circuit, it could be microphonic as fuck.
Would you say you're more safe with like shorter plate tubes than you are with the long plate old stuff? Like
yes, by far, you're better. I mean, my favorite first slot tubes would be a mullered, CV 404, 4004 or whatever, or
Bugle Boy.
Amprex Bugle Boy is really good. Also really like any Brimar. Brimar is fucking stellar generally. In the first slots. Those are my three favorites, I think, and all of them are slightly different than each other, and I think they're all cool. Amprex though is really kind of cool. I think that might be my favorite. Second to that would be the Brimar for sure, and then maybe third to that would be the Muller. Brimars are awesome if you can, that's what a lot of old Marshalls originally came with, the Brimar. I always like keep stashes of these old tubes floating around in a bin that I don't really use for anyone. A lot of times they've come out of amps, they're older tubes or whatever or something, and or I've acquired them over the years, and occasionally, like if I'm doing a restoration or someone that's special, I might dig through the box and just go, can I find one that's cool for him? And I'll, it's going to cost him money, but can I find one that's cool?
And we're just talking preamp tubes. So
yeah. As far as power tubes, I don't know, man. The problem you have there is like, can you repeat this later if it fails? If I don't know. Pete did a wonderful video reference of a bunch of EL34s.
We did together.
Really. Yeah, we did it together. And when you start listening to that, you're just like, is they really that different?
Yeah, I mean, there was the old stuff.
The Mullard power tubes, sounded kind of cool, but were they that much different?
Good. The old RFT Siemens, they sounded really, really, really good. But what I kind of took away from my one memory that I took away from that video is I really quite like the JJs.
Yes.
Just the regular was like, it's aggressive and good.
It's rocking. Good. The JJ was good.
And what amp are you using it in? Was it a
old Marshall, wasn't it?
It was an old Marshall. So it's not,
your 50-watt Marshall.
So it wasn't a modern BE100.
No. That was that guy, I think we used. Didn't we? I think it was that one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, your 50-watt.
And JMP.
Yeah. And the thing is and you're at that point you're really pushing the power tubes too. So it's I mean the Mullards were cool, sure. They were cool. They weren't, but it wasn't like night and day. But in the end, you're right, correct. The JJ EL34 sounded really good.
Yeah, they're just like mid.
You're kind of like going, I kind of like those.
Full power, like
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Go listen to the video. Go back and revisit Pete's video and take a listen. See what you think.
Yeah.
I like a lot of ground there, I think, with a lot of tubes.
I really like the Bugle Boys. When I used to do this stuff a lot, I used to sit there and V1, listen like tubes and stuff. And it was like the Amprex was always the Bugle Boy was always like, oh yeah, Like that's
good.
Like a good high gain. If you find a good old one, they're like, man, that just sounds rich and lovely. Like, like it's all there and everything's cool.
I agree.
Yeah. And then other stuff you kind of mess around with. You're like, well, that's cool. That's cool. Like RFT, they were always cheaper. Like same as the Siemens, the East German.
Good.
They're cool. They were known for being real high gain and stuff, but I never thought it was like the Bugle Boy was just like, it's like, ooh, just like tone, like mid range, like everything. It's all, and it was like really good.
It's so funny. Like
really hard.
Jordan Ziff brought in a super reverb amp that I serviced recently.
Yeah.
An old blackface super reverb amp, and in the amp across the whole entire amp was Bugle Boys.
Oh wow, really?
And I'm like going, it took everything in my power not to steal them. I'm like going, yeah, your super reverb sounds great now. You're good. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Bugle Boys. I mean, I'm like going, oh, I can't steal it. He's my friend. I can't steal it from anyone. Doesn't matter.
I know, but still.
But like I'm like going, oh man, I want all these.
So some guys
I must say the super reverb sounded amazing, man.
There's some guys in the chat talking about, we got to get into this because it's like I'm totally down with like fighting about this. Yeah, it's like I'm just seeing at the end here, guys are talking about fingerboards, and one guy says fingerboards don't make sound, and another guy says
yes, they do.
Maple isn't as bright as ebony. Yes, they do. They do contribute to this. I 100% agree. They do. Yeah,
fingerboards are massive difference in town.
Yeah, there's a lot of good perspective. But somebody says maybe not as bright, but still, maybe this is somebody saying like ebony, maybe not, or maple and ebony, maybe not as bright, but still way brighter than rosewood, And
it's okay. Okay, what? Here's the thing that everyone gets kind of. What are people determining as bright, right? So, to me, when you say bright, I'm thinking presence, right? So, super upper, like the presence knob on an old Marshall, like up high.
Yeah.
And rosewood, people say maple is bright, right?
Yeah.
But in comparison, actually, maple is not actually as bright in the presence frequencies, upper highs, as rosewood is. Rosewood in the presence frequencies is super extended and bright, almost like a greenback. You know how it's like has that presence bright thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maple actually has some of that attenuated a little bit, but it might poke a little more at the sort of lower highs. You know what I mean? And you know what? Ebony, I don't have a real perspective of in comparison exactly of what, because I've never, ever owned an ebony guitar.
Really?
No, I've never owned an ebony fingerboard guitar. I've always stayed far away from it.
A Les Paul customer.
Even the one Les Paul custom-y guitar I have, the Bernie I have, is rosewood.
That's rosewood, yeah.
Yeah. And I've just never owned one, so I don't have a real perspective. And unless you can change the fingerboards out on a guitar and listen to the same sort of guitar, it's hard to. I mean, I suppose if you took a Sir and you had a ebony neck, a rosewood neck, and a maple neck, and the same guitar, just toss the neck on. That would be a fantastic video.
I have done that.
I think Warmouth.
That would be an amazing video. You did a video like that?
No, but I mean, I've had.
No, but I think you should do a video. I think
Warmouth.
Okay, I did a video where I'm comparing two. There is a video from a long time ago where actually rosewood and maple. You can hear this,
but not on two different guitars, on the same fucking guitar. Like the cool video would be this.
Change the neck.
make a guitar, set it up for all 3 necks, basically make it so the necks are interchangeable,
Yeah.
and have someone here swapping the neck while you do that, whether it be John or someone or something,
Yeah.
just fucking, and then you do the record. And then we have a definitive, here's what the sound is.
Agreed. Yeah.
Because without
You know,
that, we don't really have any definitive shit of anything.
No, this guitar has ebony on it.
Yeah.
On my red HSS,
Yeah.
that guitar originally had ebony, and I thought I want to see what this guitar sounds like with rosewood. So the guitar currently has a rosewood fingerboard neck on it.
Yeah.
And I like on that particular guitar, I think I've gone to rosewood,
Did you find that the high end opens up more? Or
well,
what
a
did
couple
you
of
find?
I think that when it's just got a smoother thing to it that I like the rosewood thing on that particular guitar with those particular pickups, and for what I use it for, I like the rosewood on that guitar. I think these ones with the Floyd and the this is a more kind of shredder, kind of version of the guitar. Like if
Yeah.
this particular guitar, I'm not going to lie. The main reason I went with ebony on this, why do you think?
Look.
Yeah, it was the aesthetic.
Yeah.
I wanted that, they were these sparkle, the black pick guard and the whole 9 yards and the
Sure.
fingerboard. It was an aesthetic choice. That's it. But the reality is this guitar is kind of a high gain shredder rock. It's got a hot bridge pickup that's darker and stuff. So it's all a balance, right? But yeah, does this guitar have more riz? Maybe, in the
I
neck?
want to see a video. Like, for instance, take that guitar and swap 3 necks on it.
Yeah, I get it. It'd be cool.
I think that would be a fucking fantastic video to know.
Yeah.
The same neck, the same company, the same everything, just different fretboard.
This guitar almost looks like rosewood, of course, but it's not. It's roasted maple.
Yeah.
And this guitar has a great sound. I mean, it's like bird's eye.
We'll throw in one further into the equation. We'll do a maple and a roasted maple.
Yeah.
Maple and roasted maple. Yeah.
So it's 4 necks. I'm gonna pitch this as John.
I'll tell you the main thing with the roasted maple that beyond tone, and there's absolutely no question. I mean, look at the figure on this neck.
That's beautiful.
Neck is loaded with bird's eye, right? It's like,
yeah, but no bird's eye either.
Well, but what I was going to say is they won't do this neck not roasted.
Yeah.
They won't make it.
No, I understand that because bird's eye is fucking unstable.
And this neck is perfect right now. And I haven't adjusted the truss rod in 3 years. It does not move when it's roasted. And that's something
great.
You can't. I had a bird's eye fender that was this bird's eye, a custom shop fender. And that neck just, the neck, when I'd look down at it, was like this on one, it was a hump on one side and a dip on the other side. It was crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You can't do, I'm convinced you can't do heavy figured flamed or bird's eye without roasting.
No, I don't think you can.
You're asking for trouble,
You're asking for trouble.
Scent of a Wheelchair Pillow, a little update here. It says, thanks for the compliments on the name. This was originally my Wi-Fi name in my condo just to fuck with people. It became legend, and I transferred it over here based on neighbor responses.
Awesome.
That's great.
That's great. I like the fact just to fuck with people. That's awesome. I love it, and we appreciate it. And I think you win. You win something. I don't know what maybe we can give you something eventually here. You win the best name.
I'll tell you what you can win. I'm talking to a new T-shirt company next week.
Yeah.
And they're going to send us some free swag.
Okay.
So if I get some free swag, I'll send to the Wheelchair Pillow. Email me at tonetalkmark, MARC.
There you go.
At gmail.com, and I'll send you something.
Best screen name should be like every 6 months you have an award.
I know. I mean, maybe, yeah. But I mean, how can you top this?
Yeah.
I don't think it's toppable.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
Walrus, why do Freeman amps Tolex smell so good?
You might have a problem.
There's on
a Friday night.
Smelling the Tolex.
Drinking a weird.
Yeah. Holy Sin.
No, I understand that whole concept. Wait, before you get into that, sorry. I understand the whole concept of vintage gear
Mm.
and the smell.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like vintage
Yeah.
guitar cases. Oh my God, that's that fucking that.
Yeah.
I remember Mike Landau used to go, you come and smell something. He was like, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's it.
Dude, my old fucking that Les Paul that conversion I just got.
Yeah, it has that smell.
When I opened the case,
kind of like moldy sort of fucking,
yeah.
that
You know what?
vintage
You know what has a
thing.
smell? You know what has a smell? Friggin' Brazilian.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's-
Your old Strat has a smell. It's a good smell.
It's got an odor.
That's a
Yeah.
great guitar.
That's awesome.
Brazilian rosewood.
That and your telly.
My telly.
Oh,
My
and your 335.
335 is
Yeah,
the
those are the
Yeah.
The preeminent, like, unbelievable fucking guitars.
Yeah.
That's
This one's
awesome.
I don't play this thing enough.
Well, and your new guitar. It's fucking amazing.
What's the story on that guitar?
Gold top.
on the new guitar or this
No,
one?
this one. That one right there.
This guitar I got man, this guitar was fun. I got this in Nashville in 2007. I was on tour with Chris Cornell. It was I remember I had a 66 Strat that I had bought that I didn't really love. It was cool. It is refinned Lake Placid. So it looked really cool. Big headstock, 66.
Right.
First year of the big headstock. And it was great, but I didn't love it. And then I was playing with Chris Cornell. I remember when we were playing down somewhere off Broadway. It was a really fun time. I remember I had this great gig and I was having a great time. I remember the day I got the guitar, Peter Frampton came down and sat in with us on the gig. I remember and played Black Hole Sun and we went into a jam and did Whole Lot of Love and stuff afterwards and stuff. And it was so fun. But anyways, so it was like a really special time. But I remember I had a day off there. And the next day was the gig. So on the day off, I remember going to Groon's when Groon's used to be on Broadway in Nashville, and going in, and they had a bunch of old Strats. And I had this Strat with me on tour, the 66. And I went in, and they had a bunch of a 60, a 61, a 63. This is a 64. And they had all these guitars. And, of course, as you get gradually later in the 60s, they get a little more affordable. And so at the time, I mean, like the 61 was like, $28,000 or like whatever, and it was like they were like just really expensive guitars. This one was kind of like I was like, I could actually, if I traded my guitar, I could kind of swing that, this one. And so I had Yogi sit there and play, the other guitar player in Cornell's band, while I listened, and I would just hand him guitars and he would play the same kind of stuff. And I was just listening because I love to hear the difference in the guitars. And so when I handed him this one, from the other ones, which were really expensive. I mean, they were like, and then this was some expensive, but not as expensive. And I went like, that guitar's got it all going on. It's a late 64, this guitar. It's a November 64. So still solidly, it's got an L plate, solidly pre-CBS, but it's right on the cusp. And it's kind of a weird one with the logo in the weird place.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody at Fender, Leo was sick during this time. I know that. And so somebody, I like to think on the line was just like, hey, I'm going to start putting the logo in a weird spot on the headstock, and they started moving it way down the headstock. So you'll see late 64s with this, right as the company was going through transition with this odd logo placement. And this guitar also has pearl dots, but mint green guard and sort of more 64 sunburst. So it's like a real transitional guitar. A lot of, you see guitars from August or September of 64 and they've got clay dots and they got the logo in the other place. So a couple months and they're already doing this weird stuff, And then in 65, they went to a different logo completely and the sunburst changed a bit and they went to a parchment guard. So a different look. By January, they look different. 2 months later, It's great. So I love this guitar because it's got a bit of that weird Fender kind of, just the period in time when. And it's got the gray bottom pickups and everything. One of them is a Sur, this pickup, because I found that the one in the neck had a real low peak and it just kind of sounded kind of dark to me. So this is actually what would be a current ML Classic. kind of the Landau pickup. Now they
Right.
call it something else. They call them a V63, I think. Now.
Oh, those are great pickups.
Yeah, V63, and these two are the stock, and I still have the original pickup, of course, for it. But
Right.
anyway, that's the guitar, and it's just been my old Strat forever. That.
How's the neck? Is it kind of fat or thinner? Or
A little bit of both. It's actually not dissimilar to the neck on my signature guitars. It's like got a bit of a V, just a little bit down here, which could even be from play, because this thing was played. I mean, it was like had all this wear on it when I got it.
Yeah, it's very well loved.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing actually how much wear I put on it, because when I look at it, I mean, it's nothing like when you see like Philip Sayce guitars or something like that. You know what I mean? But this area was only here, and now this has gotten worn down further and stuff like that. So I've definitely put some wear on it. But the reality is I haven't used it a lot in the last few years, and I should play it more. I used to take it on the road. I mean, I used to take it out with I had it out with Chris, I had it out with Melissa Etheridge. I would take it out on tour, and then I just kind of went, oh. I mean, I even took it to Japan and stuff.
Well, the prices on these things have gone up so much. I mean,
Yeah,
I just don't like, but it's bitching though. You plug it in, and it just sounds like, and then I'm like, why don't I play this more? I should, use it more.
Yeah, that's a great instrument. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We got a question for
1,000 more questions, I think.
Yeah, a bunch of them. The Holy Sinner Studio says, "Hey Dave, on the Jose Mod and Marshall, there are 630 UF filter caps. What's the difference? What difference?"
No, there isn't.
What?
The Jose Marshall that Ozzy from Three Monkeys looked at was once, before it was a Jose, was once a Lee Jackson modded Marshall. And what was left from the Lee Jackson modded Marshall was the huge filter caps, which was a commonplace for either Lee Jackson or Rivera, which sort of the same thing, because Lee worked for Rivera. So the reference to 630 UF filter caps in series there is wrong. Jose never put those in any amp ever. It just so happens that amp was modded later by Jose and just left those filter caps in. So there you go. Don't do it. It sounds like shit.
Okay. Cool.
This is not good. This is too much. It's like you get too much filtering in an amp. It sucks all the life out of it. Stiff.
Yeah. Tone Dragon 8616. Thank you. Love you all. Mark, lefties unite. Absolutely, man. Too few of us. Dave, still love my JJ Jr. Pete, I bought it from Stan Guitars. Oh, cool.
Hometown. Yeah.
Thank you for all your knowledge, guys. Means a lot. Oh, thank you.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
We do it for you guys.
Stan's a great store.
We do it because we're fucking
gluttons for punishment.
We're freaking geeks.
Exactly. Music Therapy Laz, what's up, man? Pete, when's the next album coming out? And can I get it in vinyl? Love what you do.
I really am excited about the prospect of maybe in the summertime. I don't have a heck of a lot going on, and just being like, hey, why don't I make a record? You know what I listened to the other day?
Put in vinyl.
Yeah, no, I want to.
Because you'll actually physically make money in vinyl.
Yeah, physical.
Which is fun.
Which is fun
because you'll actually make money at it.
Making money is good.
I want to do one in the summer, really, and I got a little bit inspired the other day too by listening to it was a Paul Gilbert record that just came on because I was listening to the new Satch Vai single, actually, because I was just like reviewing it, and then your whatever play, I don't know what the hell is up with my car, but it just was like, well, you probably want to hear this then, and then it plays me songs, but what came up was a Paul Gilbert record, and I got real inspired by it, actually, because first of all, he's ripping on it. It sounded amazing, but he there was almost no overdubs. It was like, did you cut this live? It was like, I want to ask him, like, what is there's no overdubs on this song that I heard. And then another song off the record, and it's just like guitar, bass, drums. That's it. And I was like, I want to do something like this. It's a real challenge because it's like you can't hide behind anything, layer parts and do all this stuff, and it's got to be like tight arrangement, but almost like the old. Also, like getting back to like maybe what inspired me to do my first record was Steve Stevens' Memory Crash album, and then his influences are, you know, I mean, I know he loves Jeff Beck and like different, so it's like getting back to some of that where it was like, you know, I was listening to Lead Boots the other day, like that kind of thing, where it's just like a band playing, you know, without like all this studio stuff going on that almost maybe dilutes the song at the end of the day or something. I just want to like come up. What I'm trying to say is just like tight arrangements and cut almost live and barely any overdubs, and then mix it out,
Might get more of that energetic live feeling,
and make the parts good enough that the song, like where the song is like one guitar part, and that's cool, like, you know, and then
you know who kind of did that also. I'm not sure if he did it, but it sounded at least live, was Tom Bukovac. I think he did a solo album also, and that it sounded pretty live to me.
Fuck
yeah, like then you can do it.
Yeah, he's great.
Like go in and cut, set up, and I get inspired by even the way Bonamassa does things. Like you'll see him go in the studio, and it'll be like a Monday. It'll be like starting recording today, and on Thursday he puts a post on Instagram. All done.
Right.
Like 5 days. Wow. Like, you know,
straight done. Boom. Bang.
Yeah, he spits out those albums like that.
But put in an effort to make sure.
I know where you could do that too.
Where's that? 101 or something? Or?
No, I know another studio. I'm not going to say right now, but
okay.
I know somewhere else that would be really cool to do that, and he would be all about doing it with you.
Okay.
So, you know him.
Cool.
It's close. It's in Toluca Lake.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Manny Meha, thanks for the super chat. If there's a question, let us know. Pentatonic Prancer. Hey guys, thanks for the super chat, by the way. Hey guys, did you see the fatal Marshall scandal? They talk about rise and fall of Marshall. They mentioned ton Freeman amps at their air of their production. They were producing 3,000 cabinets a week. Maybe I think you mean at the height of
I mean, I saw something about this, but I didn't watch it.
What is this?
It's some sort of like
video
kind of thing. The fatal Marshall scandal. Yeah, I saw something about it. I didn't watch it though.
Huh.
But that's interesting. Okay, cool. Glad they mentioned my amps.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, at the height of their production, yeah, I believe they were making 3,000 cabinets a week. I mean, that seems like excessive, but yeah, maybe
That's a lot. Jesus,
it's a lot. But I mean, like you think back to when, you know, I don't know, let's think 80s or something, you know, for Marshall and stuff. It's like, you know, they were the predominant brand of the time. You know, there weren't a lot of brands back then. You know, you had you know, you had your Orange, your Hiwatt, your Marshall, and later Mesa Boogie, you know, and that was it. You know, like
in Canada,
I guess you had Sound City later, and you had a few other little fucking offshoot things. But
in the 70s.
Come on, I mean, Marshall, Boogie were the mainstays, you know, and like, you know, and Hiwatt, of course, yeah, Orange, yes, but not as much, you know. And in the U.S., especially, it was Marshall and Boogie. That was it. That's all. That's all that existed when I was a kid.
In Canada, it was like Marshall, Laney, because they must have had a good importer, you know. So you'd see those AOR heads.
Yeah.
This is early 80s, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I saw those here too, yeah. But
Fender, the Rivera stuff, as well as the later on the Red Knob, you know, stuff.
But as far as British amps, British style amps, you know.
Yeah, it was Marshall and
or like distorted style amps. Let's rephrase that.
Yeah.
I remember the Dean Markley heads, you know, that were kind of like a JCM.
Yeah, sure.
For like 10 minutes, there was those.
Dean Markley, there was Legend,
Carvin.
Legends.
Legend.
There
Carvin?
was what was
Carvin was like, because they were only direct, so it was like
Yeah.
you had to either go to their store in Hollywood or to the factory and get them. I
I
went on a tour of the Carvin factory when I was in 1989.
Oh wow.
you did?
that was there on vacation with my parents. My dad actually like took me over there, and my dad was a businessman, and he didn't understand. He was like, "You mean they don't have dealers?" Like I remember walking out with him. He was like, "What do you mean they only sell here?" Like and buy like mail orders. Like how do they get anything? Like they don't have dealers. Like and I was like, I don't know. That's how they do it. They just sell
The future. It was the future, basically.
Way ahead of their time.
Way ahead of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Dave, no question. Jimmer777, thanks. Thanks for the advice on the new Steve Stevens 100 V2. Love the SS and SS Plus, but man, clean is my favorite of your amps. Nails Fender style tone and feel. Your tip on using fat for low gain is spot on.
Great, man. Awesome.
Very
yeah,
cool.
I mean, like the SS clean is fucking badass. It's a fucking percussive and beautiful, and like it's interesting. It's sort of a take on a Fender, but it's definitely a little different, a little less low end in it. It's
not like the Bucks and Betty clean.
It's very much like a Fender, but the very first gain stage has less low end in it. Yeah, it's cool.
What are the chances of getting an IR Jose tube preamp pedal?
Oh,
Mania. It's on the.
We shall see.
List. It's on the list.
It's on the list. We'll put it on the list.
Yeah, that's a good idea, though.
I understand. Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's see. Alex Kitchen 545. Have you tried the Eminence EM12N? No, I have not. It's a lightweight version of the EVM 12L. I have a 4x12 loaded with them. They sound great.
I knew they made a EV12L sort of clone, even with the big, frame and everything. But I had never tried it. Believe me, like EV doesn't make an EV12L anymore. So, I mean, like it's got to be better than what they're making.
Okay.
It's funny, Pete. Michael Nielsen did the video of what you were talked about doing originally, and where like comparing the original EV12L and the Zach Wild EV12L.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not even in the ballpark.
Oh really?
Oh no. Not even like close.
Really?
No, not even close.
Interesting.
It's like you hear the two. You can go back and listen to the video. You hear the two, and you're like, "Oh no!"
Oh really? Yeah.
I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not anything like the original.
Speakers are so maddening.
It's not anything like the original, and whether the original is whatever, indifferent, great, you like it, you hate it, whatever, it has a sound, and it's a cool sound, but when you hear the video, you're like, oh no, I want the original one.
That's funny.
Yeah. So it doesn't exist. So like if EV makes one that sounds, that's another thing to explore with Eminence would be, can you make this right? Can you make an EV? That'd be cool.
Like, what about a Pulse Sonic, or a Blackback? I mean, Celestion's got this new Blackback that's 55 hertz, the bass cone version. I don't know why they chose to make the Blackback bass cone version first, but they did, because most people probably want a lead cone. But anyway, they did, and I got to give it a try, I guess, but see what that's like, because you and I are both big fans of Blackbacks.
Yeah. The 55 hertz is cool. I mean, I haven't heard the new one, but I mean, the original one is fucking cool.
Yeah, I have a 73.
I used to have some cabinets with those in it.
Yeah, they're cool. It's got that deeper, like different shifts.
Yeah,
I've got that. That's definitely. It's a cool sound for sure, but it's. I just want to hear the new one.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right, Boomer Benz. Hey guys, I asked about speakers for my Plex a while back. Have tried some since. Result: a Marshall B cab with two 55 hertz G1230H Heritage and V30 in an X pattern. Nails the sound in my head.
Oh, awesome, man. Killer. That sounds like it would be a good combo.
That does sound like it would be a good combo.
Sure.
That's
Why
the
not?
speaker that I used on my first record in a 112
The G12H30, 55 hertz.
bass cone. Yeah.
Yeah.
55 hertz G, because it was the only one that, once again, they made the G12H30 Heritage 55 hertz, and then later on they put out a lead cone version of the same
Yeah.
speaker. So that, I guess they've done that again now, where they've made a, black back 55 hertz smaller back 35 ounce magnet. Right?
Javi Montoya, thanks for the super chat. Dudes, Pete, just saying happy Friday. Cheers to the search of great tone. I like that.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Kevin O'Leary. Kevin Leary. Sorry. It's not the Kevin O'Leary. What happened to fixed pedal boards? They're still around.
They're still there. Go to fixedpedalboards.com and get yourself some extra stuff. They're just not currently right at the moment a sponsor of the show.
Yep. We still love them.
We love them. We use them. It's all good. Go
Yep.
there and get the stuff.
Exactly.
Fix your damn pedal board.
That's right.
Tobias Ryan, 8378. Thanks for the super chat. Hey, gents, wondering if there's an appreciable difference in tone feel between an 8 and 16 ohm 4x12. My primary cab is a 1960A wired for 8 ohms in the GB V30 configuration like Dave's cabins, but one of Friedman V12 as well. All right, so you got
412 as well.
an 8. Yeah, you got an 8 ohm 412.
Man, this is a very good question.
Another video.
This is a whole nother video, but you would need sets of speakers to fucking do this. And frankly, you'd need new sets of speakers because none of them could be worn in, because you need fucking freshies, and to really hear if there's actually appreciable difference between. Oh God, it sounds exhausting. In the past, I have found that 8 ohm cabinets have a little more mid-range content than 16 ohm cabinets. Now, this is not a definitive thing, but in the past, I have found that. I've always sort of preferred 16 ohm cabs, but this is not a definitive thing. So
what if you bolted the cabinet to the floor, right? So you can't move, and then mic'd it, and then had the speakers and recorded it.
Yeah, this is the whole problem, right? So
yeah,
you need to leave the speakers and everything exactly in the same spot with exact same miking, with nothing moving. You make sure you don't move the fucking cab. And then you got to move. Then you got to change all the fucking speakers again without moving the cabinet,
which is nearly impossible.
Which is sort of nearly impossible.
Yeah,
it might be possible, but it's
nail it to the floor.
This is why this is a hard, really hard, a hard thing to test. And then is the close mic going to really capture it the same way? I'm not sure.
Oh! You just reminded me of something. I gotta bring up.
Okay, Dave, what?
You know how you've got this thing about how a cabinet sounds good standing on top of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so 412 is in front of you, right? And then
you're standing right there. No, fuck that. Yeah, up there.
Stand here.
Yeah.
In the cabinet, and it has a sound, right? So David Bendit did this video the other day on where he I'm gonna see if I can find the video. He sometimes mic cabinets with a U87 over the top of the cabinet like this.
I saw that. Great. You saw that, yes.
Ends it with the close mics, right?
Okay, sure.
I thought that's so fucking interesting because it's that's kind of that sound, the sound of the cabinet.
That is a good sound right there when you're standing right there, yeah.
And he's arguing with an engineer about it, and he's like, okay, well, let's try and let me see if I can find the video where at least you can see the position of the microphones, because it's just so interesting to me, because that is a cool sound. Standing right there is it sounds great, right on top, right?
Yeah, or off to the side.
Yeah, this is he just hangs a U87 over the top, almost like an overhead on drums.
Oh, that's cool. I like that idea. Why not? Yeah. Hey, that's that's thinking outside of the box. You're going, Hey, you know what? When I stand right here, this sounds really good.
Right.
Let me stick a mic right there.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's the sweet,
You know?
kind of like the sweet spot of where you're standing.
Blend it in or phase align it or whatever you got to do with it.
Yeah.
You can always phase align it these days with a phase
I
aligning
can't
thing.
find the video. I was just looking for it. I can't find it.
I'm gonna find it. Because it's really interesting. I commented on it, and then there was like a reply to it. It's like I'm stuck in the. I'll just search David Bendeth. He's a producer.
Yeah, we know him.
David
he owns some of our amps.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. David Bendeth. There we go. Okay, so yeah, here it is.
In fact, my engineer today is laughing at me because he thinks that it won't make any difference. I'm going to use it today to finally prove a point whether it does make a difference in the bottom end or not. It might do nothing. It might do something. We're all going to find out. Here it is by itself, the U87.
It probably sounds
And now
terrible.
I'm going to add in all of them together.
Yeah, we can't tell with this.
Yeah.
7 and a 121 and a FET 47 on the cabinet in the front, but then a U87 over top. And
Yeah. No, that makes sense to me.
This is the video right here. If you guys want to look it up, my guitar amp miking setup for great guitar tone.
That's cool.
I totally, I should fucking hit him up about that. Actually, we should get him on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
David Bendeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was David and David, right? With remember Miss Christina drives a 944. Remember that song, right? That's song, Welcome to the Boomtown. Wasn't that David?
Oh, yeah.
David Bearwald, or am I wrong? Let me see.
I don't know.
They had this great song, and then was it like 1990 or 91? Let me see. David and David, and then he went on to produce records and stuff. David.
No, I don't think that's the same guy.
It's not. I thought that was them together doing.
Bendeth?
Yeah, I thought he did that before. Yeah, David and David. David.
Oh, really?
No, David Bearwald. Yeah, David Bearwald. Oh no, David Bearwald and Ricketts.
Yeah, no.
Wrong, David. Right, I got it mixed up. Sorry. Yeah, so I was putting the two. Yeah, never mind. But anyway, he was record producer that did Paramore, Bring Me the Horizon.
David Bendeth.
David Bendeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I was
Paramore.
mixing up Bearwald and the other David that did the. Yeah. Okay. Getting all my Davids mixed up. Getting too old, man.
I hear that. Mega Trav, thanks for the super chat. Don't see your question though. I'll look if I can find it. Let's see. We got Joseph Culver. Love my Freedmans and Wizards. My dream is a Freedman with the mid-range brutality of the Wizard. Dave said before it's the current. Dave said before it's the current. Dave, ever thought about messing with the current? Oh, it's the current. I got you. Dave, with the current and Transformers?
It's a whole bunch of stuff. I go, which exact wizard are we talking about? You know, there's a whole wizards are kind of brutal. I mean, I understand the brutality of the wizard for sure because it is brutal. It's a cool amp. That don't get me wrong, but which wizard? That's it's like the metal wizard or the not metal wizard or the plexi wizard or which wizard? Which wizard are we talking about?
The modern classic. That was a good.
I don't know. It's like the wizard is different than like say a Marshall in respects. Like it's more brutal and it's got more brutality. My amps are more in line with what the vintage Marshalls are. So
they're a little more high watt, aren't they?
I don't know if I want the brutality of the wizard, but I understand what it does and it's cool. And it's super great, but I mean, Rick is a friend of mine. I know Rick and he's awesome. He makes great amps. They're expensive. You're paying for a hand-built amp. and they're cool, but you better want to play them loud.
Yeah.
Because they are not an amp to be played quiet. It's nowhere you can't. It's
But
just
like a brick shit
not
house,
possible.
right? I mean,
Huh?
they're impeccable build. I mean,
Oh yeah, they're beautifully built. They're a wonderful amp. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about a Wizard. I think the Wizard's a great sounding amp.
Yeah.
There's apples and oranges, slightly different take on it. Yeah, I don't know.
Cool. All right. Peter Urban. What's going on, Peter? Hope you're doing well, man.
Hey, Peter.
Dave, how about a train wreck style amp in your vintage line? I'm sure Pete would like it.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, dude, if you could clone that train wreck that Pete did,
if I could clone the one that Pete did the video on,
I would buy it. First in line.
I agree. I agree. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, could it be cloned? I'm pretty sure it could be cloned, to be honest.
Who has it now?
Huh?
You know who has it now?
Who?
Bonamassa.
Oh,
wow,
he has
you
that
don't
same
know?
amp? Oh, well, that would be easy then.
He bought it.
Well, he was a smart man.
I mean, that would be fun. That would be super fun to do.
It's beautiful sounding.
Oh,
and I get him involved with it, and that'd be even more fun.
that amp is
So,
insane.
just saying, hey Joe. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could get my hands on the amp. Joe's a friend, and we like Joe. So
yeah.
Speaking of Joe, did you see he
you know what? That's just another thing to stack up in the list of things I have to do.
Yeah. Did you see that comment that Joe made this past week, Pete, about what would happen if Ed played a Sir through a neural?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I thought it doesn't. Here was my take on that. I thought something. He was just riffing on stuff and talking.
Yeah.
But here's the reality. Let's take 1976 or 77 when Ed got that amplifier. That amplifier was 9 years old.
Yeah.
68 plexi, right? It was a brand new Marshall, basically. It was a few years old by any, you know what I mean?
Right.
His guitar was a brand new guitar, just made out of kit parts that were basically, the equivalent of Warmoth and stuff. He was using a brand new Phase 90 and a brand new flanger that had just been released a couple of years earlier, right? It's not like rig was this mythical vintage shit. It was not. It was new stuff. So there's no trying to make the case that it was this kind of pulling parts out of like the vintage. It was actually all new stuff, relatively.
Yeah.
That's my would be my sort of retort. I love Joe, but it was like that's my kind of like, it was like he was using what he could because he was a poor guy. He didn't have a lot of money at the time, and he used what he could and put together stuff, but it was relatively new gear that was just kind of secondhand,
Right.
So one owner gear, or the guitar was just a second that was new. It was a body from, Boogie Bodies, the neck, whatever it was like, basically kitted together and stuff like that. But Ed had, and a brand new Ibanez Destroyer. It was 2 years old when Van Halen was made. It was a 75 or a 76 Destroyer that was just repainted. It was a brand new friggin' guitar. And that's half of the first Van Halen record.
Yeah.
It was a brand new Ibanez Destroyer.
Right. That's a great point. That's a very good point. And then for me, it came down to the playing and the songwriting and the ferociousness of the way he played. It didn't matter whether he was playing a Marshall and and a parts guitar. I think he could have been playing a Les Paul Jr. and or whatever, and it still would have been fucking amazing. So it was just the way he played. I think
you saw that over the years because he played all sorts of different guitars over the years. Like on records and stuff. It's like, oh, he's playing, in 1984, he's playing a Flying V, a 58 Flying V, and on this he's playing this, and on this he's
brand
playing
new
this.
Kramer,
exactly. And this and that, and fucking the original Strat, and Strat with original tremolo bridge, and this and that, and like
brand new Soldano
Destroyers, like later Soldanos. Yes, So
I'm not sure what like I think he was trying to say it was cool, old, esoteric, interesting combination of gear.
Well, he was saying that people see with their eyes, so it was kind of like, oh, it's the cool gear. This is like amazing, cool looking stuff, as opposed to like, a neural. I don't know why you brought Sir into the mix because
Yeah, that's the part that I didn't understand, because it was just like,
Yeah.
well, good guitar. I mean, at the time in 1980, only a few years later, John was building guitars out of Schecter parts initially, and then moved into doing their own for Penseur, right? At Rudy's, right? But initially it was Schecter parts, which is no different than Boogie Bodies or Charvel back in the day. It was parts that,
Right.
that were putting together and making custom guitars at the time. So it's like to say, I'm not sure the point that was trying to be made. I mean, I get the point more about neural, because it's like, well, if he would just, because this, I mean, we can get Dave and I actually, this makes a little more sense to me, and I'm not sure this is the point that we're trying to make, but like modelers are sort of almost like it's different, but almost like in the way that AI is just drawing on the past and then spitting out something.
Right.
Modelers are kind of that. They're drawing on the past and then spitting out
Clones.
a clone of a recreation of,
Right.
as opposed to like, the combination of a Richie Blackmore with a either AC30 or some sort of Marshall with a high tape deck in front, which is this wacky, or Brian May with a AC30 with a range master, like these.
It's homogenizing guitar sound.
Right.
I hate to say it. I mean,
Right.
I understand. Look, I'm not saying I don't understand the point and the realities of touring in this day and age, and I get that. But I mean, I think the day and age when we've created guitar sounds from Ty Tabor using whatever preamp in the fucking guitar into a MIDI verb into a fucking Lab Series amp, or Richie Blackmore doing the tape machine into a Marshall Major, or Tony Iommi doing whatever into whatever, Laney, the range master into the Laney or whatever. Those guys were doing it because they didn't have any choice. They wanted this sound. They heard this sound in their head or something. They wanted more, and there was only a very limited ways of going about that. And a lot of times that was just brought on by experimentation. And I think a lot of what we have today is lost, because we don't have that experimentation anymore. And that's kind of a shame in ways,
Yeah. I mean,
it's like the homogenizing of all guitar sounds.
Yeah.
I
mean, back in the day,
there's way less experimentation going on ever, than, because now you can just buy whatever and toss it in front of whatever, and it'll get you a reasonably good guitar sound, but it's not special. It doesn't have a character.
It seems to me there used to be like a Pete Townsend or like people in London going to see this guy Jim Marshall they were like, look, this is what we want, and he would go, well, I can probably make you that, and they'd get in there with two guys in the back of the shop and make some JTM 100 and give it to them, and then they'd go out, and then like, oh, I met this guy named Roger Mayer, and he makes some weird circuits with the pedals. And then it's like, well, how about this weird thing? And then they go, whoa, cool, and turn it up on 10 and like make some crazy sound. So it was like a comment, or Eddie Van Halen with Jose, going to him and he works on
this. I want kind of that vibe. Can we tweak it to make it better and make it that? The fascinating thing is I listened to that. There's a Jose interview in the fucking
Steve
Rosen book. And I listened to that intently. First of all, I've listened to many things intently in that book, but I listened to all those addendum interviews. And, I listened to Rudy Laren's interview. I listened to Jose's interview. I listened to Zeke Clark's interview. And some things I'm like, okay, he doesn't really know what he's talking about. Certain texts are just like, I'm like, okay, he really doesn't know anything. Okay, that's what I'm gathering from this.
Yeah.
And the way he's phrasing things, and you're like, no, that's not right. That's
Who, Jose or other
no,
people?
no, not Jose, like other
Okay.
texts and stuff.
I got you.
Well, I won't get into it exactly, but in the Jose interview, I listened to freaking very intently, and like he said some interesting things that were Steven really pushed him to try to give up as much as possible.
Mm.
And the couple things that came up that were really interesting were, at one point in time, that amp had some diode clipping in it. Now, which I think is the little knob in the back. Now, I don't think, from what I know from working on circuits and working in my thing, that circuit applied with an amp on 10 does literally nothing. The diode clipping with the amp on 10, it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything at all.
Right.
So it would only apply if the amp was used at a lower volume.
So you're saying
that's one thing. The other thing is other things I have seen, and I'm not going to get into deeply about that, but I think Pete knows what I'm talking about. Ed's sound was a stock amp with a few little tweaks.
Right.
And I've seen this over and over and over again. So this isn't just one thing. I'm absolutely positive that's the fact.
Right.
But Jose said a few different things that Ed, he said he used to turn up the Variac and he liked the sound. But of course, well, that caused catastrophic destruction. Right. And so he says, it turned down the Variac, but then he goes, it didn't get the sound. And Jose was talking, he goes, but then we figured out that we biased the amp for the lowered Variac, and then it got back the sound that he was looking for. And this is a very broken English, like hard to decipher. Only like being around, only being like me or whoever that's been around these amps and seen them all are going to be able to decipher what he's saying.
Right.
I mean, like, it's pretty much like, and he also said an interesting thing that the first cathode stage is the 2.7K resistor and 0.68, not a 820 ohm 0.68. That's interesting too. So, and which rings true with everything else I saw. So it's stock amp. Again, it's a stock amp. It's 90 volts with the bias jacked up, like juicy at 50K mid pot. And it's just, that's what it is. It's a stock amp.
Well, I mean, it's been replicated pretty close by.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. It's just, that's what it is. I mean, there's no, I had an amp in here recently that I worked on for someone that it was an old amp, but someone had replaced the power transformer and it was a Mercury power transformer or something. And it wasn't even like a full wave bridge rectifier. It was like some weird transformer. And that amp, when I cranked it, it was like, oh my fucking God, this is the shit. It had all this juicy sustain and this like, it only comes around a few times, like every so often, you get one that's just like, wow, that's it right there. And it has all the gain and sustain in the world. And that's like, and you're like, why is that one more like it than this one?
Right.
And you're trying to decipher what that is, and you can never quite decipher it. I mean, you measure the voltages and everything, but it just doesn't. It
just had the magic that day.
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. I almost want to get that amp back and like measure it more because it was so good.
Right.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's like Ed's original amp. But I mean, like when when it was done on my bench and you played through it, you're just like, oh my God. It's so gainy and so like just rah,
I
would pay money to hear that.
I played it 2 times at your place. I mean, once at your
so good.
It was
so
great.
Good.
I played it before you rebuilt it, and then I played it after you rebuilt it. It's in a great.
Did you play it when I made the clone of it?
No, I played. You had it in the newer location, and you used to be over on Volos or whatever when it was at that spot where you were. And I played it there the first time. That was the first time on 10.
Yeah, didn't I call you?
Probably. That was before you'd done the work.
Like, hey, you need to come here.
Yeah. Right now. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Right this minute.
Drop whatever you're doing. So, all right, let's make this the last question for the night. I got a bolt.
Do we have more?
No, we're good.
Oh, we're good. Okay.
Yeah. Holy Sinner Studio. Thanks again for the super chat, man.
Oh God.
How much different are the plate and cathode driven tone stacks?
The circuits are so different that I've listened to this in that I don't know if I could tell you exactly what the difference is verbatim between the two. It's hard to explain. I mean, I just can't honestly, like, you can't just like take a circuit and then just go cathode driven, tone plate driven and listen to the difference. Like it's the whole circuit has changed. Like everything about it, there's generally another gain stage involved and everything else. So it's hard to just determine what that is. It might be a little harder sounding, if anything. This is sort of like the Cantrell kind of Pete, that Cantrell Bogner thing. Versus like the normal sort of cathode driven tone stack.
What's that called? The snorkeler monitor.
The snorkeler,
yeah.
That's what I was missing there in my. I was like the I'm old.
Interesting. All right.
It's hard to. I mean, like, I think the snorkeler as a whole is a sound, and I think like you can't. It's hard to just apples and oranges compare a cathode driven tone stack to a plate driven tone stack. I don't know if I can put that into words.
Right.
I'd almost have to take one of my mods and take out the cathode follower and just feed the EQ from the plate,
right,
and see what does that sound like. I'm not sure, actually. I have no idea. That might be a fun test.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the super chat. We appreciate it. We got one more. Zach Corkian. Thanks for the super chat, man. Dave, you put a Celestion A series in my 64 Gibson GA8T. I bought another. What would a greenback do? Any suggestions?
Well, the A series is way darker. And in a Gibson GA series amp, I would think that might be preferable because I think the GA series amp would be kind of brash. Just a thought. Greenback would be way brighter than an A series. Way more present on the top end. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's something you would want to go with. Maybe you'd like it. Maybe you'd hate it. It's hard to say.
Hmm.
8 series is way like rolled off on the top end.
Would there be another speaker you would suggest?
I mean, boy, this is like apples and oranges, you know? Like it's I mean, an A series speaker can be cool in the right kind of amp. Man, I mean, there's so many speakers. So I mean, is there another speaker? It's just a different EQ curve
Right,
on the amp, you know, each time, you know.
right.
So like whether it's a creamback or a vintage 30 or a greenback
Or blue.
the A series or a blue or man, they're all just a different like kind of EQ spectrum, basically.
Yeah.
You have to. I don't know what you're going for. You know, you have to try until you hate. You know, I hate that. I love that. Okay, great. Maybe you love what you have.
Okay.
I put a Celestion A series in something. That's interesting.
I like this. I thought it was good sounding speaker.
No, I mean, I think the A series was cool, but it was a darker sounding speaker for sure, right? You know.
Yeah.
But in a ratty Gibson combo, that might be awesome. You know, so this is the thing about speakers. It's just like an EQ filter, you know, and what works in one thing might not work in another. And, you know,
Just got to try them out.
you got to try them out, you know, like, hey, in this open back cabinet of this ratty ass Gibson GA8T combo, what sounds good? I don't know. I don't know. You try them till you figure out what you like.
Yeah.
You know, that's the beauty of it. It's like trying a different mic or trying a different, you know, where you mic something is so different. You know, everything.
Experiment.
Yeah. So there's no wrong answer. That's the thing, and I always reiterate that when someone comes to me and has an odd pedal order or something when I'm building a rig for them, I don't question it generally. I just like I've learned over the years that like generally speaking, if they're pretty adamant and they have a pedal order that they want, just leave it be. You know what I mean? Like they've chosen that for an artistic reason. I mean, the Tim from Rage Against the Machine, the bass player, he had his delay first and his wah last in his chain.
Mm-hmm.
Really whacked out order, you know, but it really worked for him. So, are you going to argue with artistic choice of effect order? No. Why? No, it's not wrong. It's right for you.
Right. It's making a sound.
You know?
So it's a sound that
I hate someone saying that something's wrong. There's nothing wrong. You know what I mean, Pete? Like
right.
There's nothing wrong. Like if you like the sound of this cascaded into this, and that's the tone you're going for on your record or something, and that's the thing. Why is that wrong? It might be asked backwards, but why is it wrong?
We're just different than the way other people do things.
It's different. You know, if you want to put your delay in front of your fuzz, great. Put your delay in front of your fuzz. If it gets the tone you're wanting to get for your record or whatever you're doing at the time, so great.
No rules.
I think that's cooler. I think it's cool because you're going to create something new, or you're going to create a sound that you know that is not normal. I think that's better.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, like we were talking about everyone that created guitar sounds out of nothing, right? You know, with Ty Tabor with his shit, or Richie Blackmore with a tape machine in front of a Marshall. It's sort of the same thing, you know?
Yep. All right, we got one more. Thoughts on Cameron Aldridge mod?
That's a plate fed tone stack. It's similar to the Cameron that existed called the Old Bitch. That's cool. It's a take on the sort of the Bogner snorkeler kind of thing. It's different values and stuff, but it's a take on that. It's great. Sure, it can be great.
Right,
Everything can be great. It just depends on what you're doing with it.
Yeah, it reminds me of what Ed said. It's music theory, not fact. Right?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Hey guys, make sure you check out Pete Thorn's channel and check out Pete Thorn on the road with Satch Vibe Band. I know I'll be doing that.
40 dates coming up.
Awesome.
40 dates and like social media from all those dates. Or maybe some of those dates.
Some of those dates.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Pete Thorn Sunday Live.
Right? I'll be there this week. I'll be here this week in this room.
Here.
Yeah. Cool.
And
next week is Keith Scott.
Next week is Keith Scott. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be killer. Pete, thanks so much for coming on, man.
Oh, my pleasure. This was fun.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
He wanted to waste a bunch of his time because he didn't want to really do anything. And
I have stuff to do in here, and I was like, you know what?
Fuck it.
You know what? That sounds fun. Let's do that. Fuck this shit.
Hey, if you want to grab sushi when you're down here, let me know.
Oh yeah,
there's some great sushi places down in Fort Lauderdale. So let me know.
Yeah, if I have a night off or something, let's do that.
Yeah, that'd be great. So
awesome.
All right, everybody, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Stay around, Pete. We're gonna.
Oh, look at that. You got balloons.
Oh yeah. Wait. I can do. Did I get balloons?
Yeah, I don't know how you did that. But...
No, I get it because I use my phone now.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Wait, what else can we get? Hold on.
Hey, mine did it too.
Come on. No.
Yeah, last time it gave you like lights and stuff.
There we go.
I'm missing out, and I feel so left out.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yes, you can when you're using the Apple thing.
Why didn't it do it?
I'm using my iPhone for a camera, and
there you go.
Do it. Yes, right.
Good night.
Now that's a now added feature to all Pete Thorn's live broadcasts.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I was today years old.
Bye, everyone.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.